Evening, folks. How we all doing tonight? Now, do a guy a huge favor and subscribe because I'm like right there at 200. It's free. It's free. Don't cost you a thing. I don't make a crap load of videos. I won't annoy you. I won't constantly pound your inbox. You got, well, you know. So please subscribe.
Hello, it is time to start the show. And I'm going to get started right after this.
How we all doing tonight? So the topic is we're going to be talking about the QBs that Kyle Shanahan has developed. From, where'd he go? So Kenny truly is on the dark side of the moon, folks, because he just lost his internet. Right now, I'm trying to, I need to bleed out the background noise because there's this gentleman that is having legal issues in the street. From the dark side of the moon, we got Kenny.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, there's this gentleman having, well, I don't know if he's a gentleman, but he's having legal issues in the street. I peeked out my window before I hit the live and I saw him pulling stuff out of his pockets that he shouldn't have.
Was he being detained by ICE? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Thank God.
Yeah, he's going to jail.
Oh. Well, I hope he doesn't have male boobies, because if you have male boobies in jail, you become a woman.
I don't have a comment about this right now because I actually work with someone that, if you're going to do the crime, you're going to do the time.
Certainly.
But, so just don't do the crime.
Or don't get caught.
A lot of people say it's not necessarily, it wasn't me. It was this person's fault I did that. No. Nothing's ever someone else's fault that you did something, okay?
Unless someone put a gun to your head.
Which, how rare is that?
Pretty rare. Honest. That's very rare.
Hey, we got Chad Schrader in the building. What's cracking? What's happening, buddy? Local resident Steelers fan.
What's up, Chad?
The resident Florida man is in the building, but his camera isn't on, so I'm assuming he might be eating, or a game came out tonight, so he could be doing that right now.
What's up, Bebop? Bebop is here.
Uh-oh.
I think
speaking of my friends, we got Daniel Berry. What's up, buddy?
Daniel
Good
Berry.
to see you. Seahawks Eddie. We're facing the Seahawks at Seattle, and it's not a Thursday night game.
Now, I would never call them this, but some people call them the Sea Cucks.
I call them the Sea Chickens. Okay.
Okay.
It might be the nicer of the derivatives. Like
I don't appreciate it at all. I don't appreciate 40 whiners either.
Oh, I don't appreciate that either. But
I just call
I call them sea chickens. It's not bad. It's not bad. I've heard a guy call them seagulls. It's like,
you know what?
I don't know if I'd go that far. I
think I just always call them the Seahawks. I can't think of a name that funny that I need to call them a funny name, to be honest with you.
Yes, YTC, we got the Giants week 9. As you know, Kenny, it's like this, they're leaking out the schedule because the NFL's got to have that attention. They're like that good-looking chick with that really small mini skirt wherever you can just nothing left to the imagination. That's how the NFL is. They love that attention.
The The NFL is a girl with an OnlyFans account.
Oh boy, I don't know if I go that far. I mean, they got their own website. Oh, you didn't get the joke?
I don't really. You know what? I'd be honest with you. I've never been on OnlyFans. To be honest with you.
I honestly have never been on it either. I don't know what the craze is about.
Well, because you and I we grew up in a time where we didn't have phones, we didn't have computers,
What
so we
it-
had to look
It's
women in the
that
face.
Florida man, the resident Ravens fan, Levi.
That's very interesting, Levi.
Oh, your mic is it's not muted on our end.
Now you should be able to hear me.
There you go. We can hear you.
So,
Tommy, what's cracking, buddy?
I found
I can tell you right now, we're all having a good day compared to this guy out here.
I found out today from the manager of the GNC that I go to that apparently Terrell Suggs lives nearby.
Ooh.
And yeah, he comes into the GNC, not the one I go to, but the one across town. And he's good friends with the manager that I was talking to today. And I was like, so I'm going to have to switch my GNC. I'm going to go find T-Sizzle.
Levi, I have even better news about Florida, even though you may not be there then, but I'm probably going to move to Florida within the next 3 years. South Florida.
God. Why?
Because I can live there for free.
I can't I can't argue with that.
Yes, sir.
Well, if you get down here, let me know.
Yeah, I will let you know. Jason also lives in South Florida.
Oh yeah, he lives on the Miami side, right? The east side.
Yes, sir.
We west side over here.
West side.
I might be going to Florida this summer.
West side, but you're over on the east side.
Oh no, I'm on the west side of Florida. I'm southwest Floridian.
It's the east side.
We different on the west. Miami's got that east side, West Palm, Miami. West side's like the retirees and Naples.
Yeah, you're on the bay side. That's the bay side.
Yeah, exactly. We're on the Gulf side. We're near the Everglades.
Tommy, where are you going, Tommy? You going to Disney World?
No, my parents live there. They're in Jupiter.
Oh, Jupiter.
Oh,
cool.
you know what's funny? That's actually where Terrell Suggs' primary residence is in Jupiter, Florida.
Jupiter. There's Hollywood, right? Isn't there?
Yeah,
Hollywood?
who was it? Millie Bobby Brown was down at the Cheesecake Factory down here in Naples the other day.
Oh, nice.
Millie Vanilli?
By the way,
Because I'm going to be unemployed this summer.
You're going to be unemployed in the summer?
Well, I work at a school, so they usually place me somewhere, but they didn't this time, so I'm pissed off.
damn, that's fucking rough, Tommy.
Did I just hear a machine gun?
Huh?
I just heard a machine gun.
That's sure.
What in
My
the
favorite.
Kansas City Chief wide receiver was that?
Wow.
Rasheed Rice should be in prison. I loved him, but
How does one live on $1,800 a month when unemployment checks?
Ooh, no, that's not enough for rent.
No.
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger, I was like, you know what? I'm out of work. Let me go see about unemployment. I went to the unemployment office in South Carolina, and they told me how much I would get and like how much work I would have to do every week, just like driving down there, sitting in the lines, doing all the reporting. I was like, this is not even worth accepting, in my opinion. Like,
What? We don't do it that way. I do it on the app or whatever. It's pretty easy.
yeah, back in the day.
Huh.
Man, so
remember we had
y'all
to
apparently
mail them.
traveled 28,363 miles in the 2025-2026 season.
The Ravens?
No, San Francisco. That would place y'all 5th overall. But overall, just all the West Coast teams got to travel more generally.
It's actually
The
not.
Rams, the Rams have the second most in the entire international
That is
football
correct.
league.
The Rams
West
have
Coast.
34,832.
Oh, I thought they had 40 something.
Number 1, the LA Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
So both
It's
LA
not
teams.
us.
I know. Y'all have a weird one. Y'all have supposedly a super easy schedule, but at the same time, having to fly 28,000 miles is no joke.
Well, last year we had a super hard schedule because we were coming off the Super Bowl and we lost every player we had, and that was a problem.
It's official. The NFL schedule makers' favorite joke is no matter who the Ravens get knocked out of the playoffs by, they open the season at them. Because I don't know if y'all saw, we opened at Buffalo. 2 of our first 3 games are primetime games. We got at Buffalo and at Kansas City, week 1 and week 3, I think.
Isn't the first game Dallas versus the Eagles?
Probably. I don't know who Philly plays against to open the season, but
I'm taking Dallas in that game. Taking Dallas.
Ooh, big words. You hear Joe Milton, the former Eagle, now Patriot, was getting chewed out in camp by Vrabel.
Ooh.
Wanted him to run through. Apparently, he let up on one of his runs before the finish line. And, he gave him that speech like, hey, we want you to lead by example, which means run it through. Like, show the young guys. Like, he's only 26. But supposedly he's like, I needed it. I needed someone to call me out. So he took it well.
Yeah. I like when Coach yells at me.
Well, it's just one of those ones. Standards. If you really want to get there, standards. Like, Ed Reed had called out our entire team for not cleaning up trash the year we won the Super Bowl, 2000?
Yes, Coach.
It's just simple as that.
You're right, Coach.
Small respect things.
Thank you for trying to teach me, Coach. Don't give up on me.
Yep. Derrick Henry signed an extension today.
2-year, $30 million.
Yes, sir. 3rd highest running back now. I'm excited. I don't know if you saw the bad news on the opposite side.
No.
And it's something I kind of expected. I hate to be that person.
Mike Green was arrested already?
No, that's Justin Tucker. Darius Washington, who was the starting free safety last year, already done, tore his Achilles in off-season conditioning.
Ooh.
Which he's not a rookie, so I don't even think it was on premise. So
do you lose that year, or do you get it back because he's on IR the whole year?
I mean, he's a restricted free agent, so I'm not sure how that's really going to work. It's just one of those ones, though. I love the kid, just like I love Geno Stone, but he's never really had a full healthy season. And last year was like the anomaly.
Right. Really well. Right.
Man. I can see those LEDs behind me. I installed some RGBs behind my Xbox and everything today.
I'm so mad, dude. This is fucking terrible.
Why? What is?
The Warriors are freaking garbage right now.
Dude, I actually found myself the other day so bored. I think it was the Boston game was on, and I was like, you know what? I think I could sit down and watch a basketball game right now.
I will never be that bored.
I only care about basketball just like baseball when it's the playoffs.
Yeah, I only watch the playoffs with the Warriors and fuck all the other teams.
NBA's 82 games? MLB, fucking 100?
165. 162.
Yeah, I find it so hard to care about games when there's that many.
Baseball teams literally just don't go all out on every game because they just can't.
Yeah, the pitcher, especially pitcher rotation and all that.
Which is crazy because Satchel Paige used to pitch 5 nights a week and he used to pitch 9 innings and he was 49 years old and he never complained about it. Well, he didn't complain about it, but he was in pain.
Some pitcher did a thing talking about how they need to change their pitch thing and how he can guarantee. He used to pitch in the majors too, but he talks about how they need to change the delivery. And he's had pretty good success with the people that he had, but no one really ever made it to the MLB. And he says it's because he's never had that elite level talent to train, someone who's willing to be the unconventional guy. You know what I mean? But I embrace that type of shit. I know y'all would never believe me on this story, but I used to bowl in bowling leagues, right? When I was a kid.
Me too. Continue.
And one day we were doing warm-ups and I'm just fucking around having some fun. And I put only 2 fingers in the ball, and I put a spin on it.
Me too.
So I'm sitting there. I watched this ball do something I've never been able to replicate to this day. I swung it from left to right. Swung back, right, back, or left, right, and then back. Like I said, my entire team was just sitting there looking at me. I've been trying to recreate it ever since. But because of that, I switched to a full-time just 2-finger in the ball spin. And sure as shit, no one ever did it. And now I don't know if you know this, that's the major thing in fucking major bowling. Because it's proven you can get more rotation on the ball. And more rotation means more power.
Well, that's why I did it. And I also have small hands. So what I would do is I'd hold the ball in my hand, let it fall into my fingers like this. Just the two. And the other one I had just the tiniest little bit in there. And then I would
hook it on that one finger, basically. Like,
yes,
really?
Sir. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I don't. Did you start? I would start.
There's no like when I throw the ball. There's no
exactly.
Yeah, I don't do that.
It's like this smooth hits and you got to figure out that oil pattern. But
yes,
I don't know if you did like I did. I always went full left, and then I swung the ball to the second of the right. I don't know what they're called, like the little markers.
The little triangles.
The triangles, yeah. I would aim for the second on the right and then try to pull it back and across the pocket. Like,
it was hard because
bowling.
I love bowling. It would take me a while to get the perfect spin. So like I'd have to start all the way on the right because it turned so much. But
you got to figure out that oil pattern.
By the end of the day, I can move over to the middle a little bit more.
All right, who else we got here? Sorry, I've been gone.
David,
there's John J.
There he is.
What's cracking, buddy?
This football channel.
Sorry, I'm late. Work.
Jumping John J.
You're not late. You're here. We haven't started the conversation yet, so we're talking about the schedule release. We got the Sea Chickens week 1.
I forgot today was a schedule release. I've been so busy.
Well, truth be told, week 1's one of those weird weeks. Anything can happen, like anything. You never know who's actually going to win the game. The worst team in the league could be playing the best team in the league and win.
Yes, sir.
So,
and a lot of injuries are going to happen.
See, before the schedule came out, I heard we were playing the Cardinals week 1. So I'm glad that now that's not it. We're playing in week 3, I think, right?
So
I would beat the dog shit out of those idiots.
I was backstage for like 2 minutes and I would hear you guys talking about bowling.
Yes, sir.
Do you bowl too, John Jay?
Yep.
I can see John Jay as a bowler.
Yo, I love bowling, man.
Bowling.
So we're all going bowling when we go to the Pro Bowl when you're here in Florida.
I might go to Florida, hang out with
Why are y'all all coming here? Stay away. I'm warning you now.
Yeah.
Stay away from this place.
I'm gonna hang out with a Bears fan because he says he's gonna Stone Cold Stunner me.
Oh wow.
He's gonna what?
Stone Cold Stun.
He's going to pop a Coors Light with the Stone Cold Stun.
I lied. He said he's going to come to California, fight all the California Niner fans and Stone Cold Stunner.
Everybody knows, John Jay.
I don't know what that means.
Stunner, you just got to counter that T.
Wrestling,
bro.
Okay. Gotcha.
I need a partner. I like a Dudley drop. That's my move. The Dudley drop.
We're gonna be the Dudley brothers. I was always a Rey Mysterio fan. But I also like Goldberg because I just wanted to spear people too.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say my favorite wrestler, Gold Dust.
Sting.
Gold Dust is my favorite wrestler.
Gold Dust was Kenny's favorite wrestler.
Hell yeah, any Rhodes, all the Rhodes family.
The guy was
He'd be weirdo. I like weirdos. And I like Doink the Clown. That was my second favorite wrestler.
Doink.
I just wanted Goldust and Doink to be a tag team just one time. It never happened.
I challenge Kenny to a cage match.
Goldust and a cage match? That's scary, bro.
I'm gonna be Mr. Insano. I'm gonna hit you with that Socko, bro.
Ooh.
I'm gonna
get
it extra sweaty for you.
I met Mick Foley at the TGI Fridays right across the street from the stadium in Delaware. It's fucking hilarious. Excuse me, it's friggin' hilarious.
Oh,
I feel like he would have been a Waffle House guy.
Yeah. No, there was no Waffle House. We had IHOPs in Delaware, so.
Oh, you fancy up.
You got Shoney's in Florida.
No
right?
Waffle House in Delaware? Wow, I just learned something new.
Well, the IHOP was where the stadium was. That was the closest thing. But there may be a Waffle House there now.
This is the official way to tell if a hurricane is bad in the South. If Waffle House closes, you should probably leave. It's as simple as that. If Waffle House is open, you're all right.
I think there's a Waffle House, but that's closer to the Mason-Dixon, which is in Maryland, and that's a little further from
I
the
think I
stadium.
told you all this. I worked at Waffle House in high school, and my first day, we almost got shot.
What's up, Juice?
And we weren't even working the night shift.
Crazy Juice. What's cracking, buddy? So, Kenny, you didn't answer the question. Are you a huge Stardust fan?
Gold Dust, you mean?
It's Stardust.
I don't know who Stardust is. Who's Stardust?
His younger brother.
Oh, is it? No, I haven't watched wrestling in a while. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I'm sure I would love him if he's anything like Gold Dust.
Nope, got it on wrong.
I used to like the Ho Train. Remember the Ho Train? And I used to like Val Venus. I used to like it a lot too.
Dude, but before the wrestling had that, me and my friends, this is the late 90s. This is the late 90s at my party house that had a parking lot on the side of it that we made massive use of every weekend.
Yeah, the late 90s was fantastic with wrestling.
We used to have this group of chicks show up, and we call them the Ho Train. And they knew it though. I mean, they would walk in and it would like just continue. There would always be like 10 of them.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh my God.
Debo, remember Debo? There was a wrestler named Debo.
So
he used to
the
wrestle with
Niners?
Mark Henry.
The Niners
There we
opened
go.
up
There we
away
go.
6 of the first 9 games.
How about
And that's
what
pretty
does
rough.
everybody want? Remember Head, Al Snow, and Head?
Oh, so I got the story on the guy that was getting arrested. Apparently, he got in an argument with my neighbor, and he like pulled out a knife.
Just a knife? Be careful, bro. Knife is not going to cut it sometimes.
That's not a knife. Now this is a knife.
I looked out there, and they were pulling things out of his pocket, going, "Are you diabetic?" If you know what I mean.
Does he
I
have?
had someone
he had needles?
jokingly pull a knife on me, and I literally looked at him and said, "You're going to need a bigger
It's like,
knife."
yeah,
saying
no,
he had a
I don't
needle?
do that.
Oh, okay.
Even with that knife, you still don't have to.
I hate hypodermic needles, buddy. I hate them. Like,
Yeah.
you can put a gun in my face. I'm not gonna be afraid. You bust out a hypodermic needle and start coming at me, I'm gonna be running.
Yeah, right.
Like in Nightmare on Elm Street, like Nightmare on Elm Street 3 with Freddy with the hyper needles on his fingers.
Just
Ooh.
remember
Oh,
the
what?
fighting tactic.
Dude, it's like,
This is
Oh,
like
what a
mosquitoes.
rush.
self-defense.
It's like
tool.
mosquitoes.
Was that the
They
dream
have them on
mask?
their face. So whenever I see a mosquito in my place, it's got to die.
If
Just give me a
someone
bucket of
runs at you
mosquitoes.
with a needle, just pull down your pants, shit in your hand.
Just give me a bucket of
Guarantee you they will
mosquitoes.
I don't know about that.
Ooh.
Start throwing shit at
All
them.
right. So the conversation of the night, and shout out to Kenny for bringing up the subject here. So, what quarterbacks has Kyle Shanahan developed? Now, helped and developed are two totally different things. I'm gonna get an understanding going on here, right? So, Kenny, you want to go on the subject for a minute?
Well, for number one, I don't really believe in the developed part because no quarterback comes out of the box unopened. You don't break the seal on him, and he comes to college, for example. A lot of people have had their hands in your cookie jar already. For example, Joe Burrow, his dad developed him. So that's from his own mouth. He's the one who developed him. So there's that. What I'm saying is that Kyle, when he's with some players, they have their best year of their entire life. And that I accredit to Kyle. Whether he's an OC or whether he's a head coach. That is a pattern that I've noticed. A lot of players have their best season under Kyle. That's all I'm saying. We had a lot of quarterbacks that Kyle had. So Sam Darnold just did an interview or something, and he talked about why his season was so good last year. He actually accredited it to being here with the Niners for 1 year. He didn't say anything about the Vikings. He didn't say anything about the Jets. He didn't say anything about the Panthers. He talked solely about being with the Niners for that 1 year. And then he leaves here. He has an incredible season for a quarterback, like it or not. He choked at the end. So did Justin Herbert. So did Baker Mayfield. That's what separates you from the elite quarterbacks, right? But we also had Mullins leave here and be a backup. We had C.J. Beathard leave here and be a backup. We had Jimmy Garoppolo. Wasn't because of him, but we went to the Super Bowl with him. We may have lost it because of him, but still, again, Jimmy Garoppolo to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's amazing. And maybe you think Bill Belichick developed him. Maybe a little, but that's my point. Like, Developing is, I think, a lot of hands in the cookie jar. I'm talking more about having your best season with a certain coach or a certain offensive coordinator. That's really what I look at more. So while I know people like to hate on Kyle, I think he's very good with quarterbacks. I think a lot of quarterbacks who played with him would agree. And nobody's perfect, okay? If you remember, Bill Walsh, and I think John Jay has said this before, Bill Walsh, or maybe it was Steve-O, Bill Walsh pounded the table at his behest. We took Giovanni Carmazzi, okay? And he's the best, Bill Walsh. And so nobody's perfect, but, you know, I just lay it out like that. So
Giovanni Carmazzi. Don't forget Jim Drunkenmiller. Drunken. I always call him Drunkenmiller because he's
Drunken Miller. Drunken Miller.
I tell YTC's friends we had a guy called Drunken Miller as our quarterback today.
Well, Kenny, you're supposed to be wearing pants, bro.
I don't wear pants because the camera doesn't go down.
I'm kidding. He's got shorts on.
Yeah, son.
There ain't nothing down there but Alabama black snake. No, that's not true. It's a brown recluse.
I heard they used to call Kenny back in high school the Mamba 2.0. You know what I'm saying?
I showered with a Speedo on. I showered with a Speedo for a reason.
And Kenny never played basketball. You feel me?
I didn't play basketball for long, but I was very
You
good.
got that Mamba name for another reason.
He's Cuban.
Nice.
He makes sense. He's Cuban. He makes
I'm
sense.
Cuban, B. Actually, there's a place on the island of Cuba where some men's penises don't grow until they decide whether they're a man or a woman.
Whoa.
Wow.
Something about that Cuban Express.
That's not where we're from.
Those poor guys.
I feel bad for them as well.
Wow.
Remember how they used to tell you as a kid, don't drink coffee, you won't grow? They started on that
Cubanito.
Cuban Espresso a little too early.
Cubanos.
I've had a Cuban coffee.
Cucumba.
It is strong.
Yeah, it is. That's what I like about Cuban coffee. It's little.
Like
It's not a lot. It's super sweet, like me. It's little and super sweet. That's me. Cafecito. Cafecito.
Wow.
Why was a fucking foul not called there?
The Warriors are ass, Tommy. That's what we are.
There we go, Healed.
This is a football channel.
Buddy!
Sorry.
There you go, buddy.
Except when it's wrestling or bowling.
Kenny, during our conversation, you
Yeah.
brought up guys like Matt Schwab.
Matt Schaub had his best season with them.
Yep.
So did Andre Johnson, the
Yep.
wide receiver, but he's not a quarterback. Whatever.
And then,
Owen
then
Daniels.
you
Don't
bring
forget
up,
about my
well,
boy
we
Owen
talked
Daniels
about
in that Houston offense.
we talked about RG3, but he also played on a bum knee and like pretty much smashed his career at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was forced to. Like a lot of people are, oh, Shanahan made. It was if he's cleared by a doctor, then it's 100% on the medical staff. Okay.
Yep.
But then Kirk Cousins came in and filled in for him.
Which is who
But
Kyle
after
originally
that
wanted.
first year, Shanahan was gone.
Yeah.
He wasn't with the Redskins anymore.
But just remember, Kyle pounded the table for Kirk Cousins.
The
So whether you like
Deadskins?
Kirk, whether you like him or not, he does put up. He's usually a guy who's got very good numbers.
That is true, Kenny. That is true.
And then we also talked about Matt Ryan. And like I said, there's a difference between developed and helped.
Yep.
Well, there is.
Kyle Shanahan has helped some QBs.
Yes.
And
He's
Matt
made them
Ryan
look-
was
he's made them
already
look good.
a Pro Bowl, a perennial Pro Bowler, one of the best quarterbacks in the league when
Was.
Kyle Shanahan came to town.
You're absolutely right. But with Kyle, he became an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a
If I-
difference. I think we're both right a little bit here, and we're both wrong a little bit here.
Wrong!
I would like to raise a question about that Atlanta experience, though.
Go on.
Could you argue that Kyle's same draft and free agent strategies kind of led that team astray towards the end?
Yes.
There, I have said to David that that's the one
Like
problem I have with
offensive
Kyle.
line, wide receivers.
That's my one. That's my one gripe with Kyle. It's definitely my number one gripe with Kyle. Is for some reason the drafting is not super strong. Last season was
Garbage.
very good. Last season was a good
But
draft.
Matt Ryan
We'll
was
see.
revitalized in that offense.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
different Matt Ryan.
Yeah, because Kyle's an offensive genius. Is he a head coach? That's another.
Yes.
That's another thing.
Yep.
Don Dawson, good evening.
Hey.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Dawn.
I would
So-
like to chime in on this
So,
topic.
all right. But before we go any further, today has been absolutely foobar, guys. Like work was hell on wheels. My neighbor, and shout out to Bryant, because Bryant actually lost Bruce some days ago. To those that don't know, Bruce is his English bulldog of 7 years. He thinks he had a heart attack. So, shout out to the Culps.
Probably had a stroke. Yeah.
A dog is a family member. Okay. It's not just a dog. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
My neighbor, so I get home from a very hellish day at work. My neighbor had to put his dog down because he had multiple tumors and might have had a week left and was in pain.
Yeah. That's messed up.
This guy, he's disabled, folks. So his dog is his best friend and his companion.
With him all the time.
So this has just been a bad day.
You know what? That's terrible, because you lose someone that gives you unconditional love. You can smack him on the head and he still loves you. You can leave him outside overnight, he still loves you, no matter what you do.
Don't do that to a dog. Leave him on night.
I'm not saying I did it. I'm just saying you can.
You did it, you son of a. Just kidding.
Dogs have unconditional love.
Michael Vick is what you're talking about.
I mean, some years back, I've actually had 3 pit bulls. 2 of them were 15 years old when they started to go from natural causes and was in pain. So I did the right thing. 15
years is a long fucking time, bro.
That's a long time for a medium to big sized dog. And Cookie she was big. She was big, scary looking, the nicest dog you'll ever meet. She was big and scary looking though.
Yeah.
What the heck?
But again, the nicest dog you'll ever meet. Keep in mind, the first 2 dogs were named by kids, folks. It's Cookie and Sammy, both named by kids, not by me. The third
Sammy,
one,
do this to my leg.
The third one, he was 6 months old, and just in the middle of the night, he and I was like, "Oh crap, he needs to poop." So I get up, I go to snag on him, and he's gone. So I don't, it's like. But, and my heart still broke. This is probably 3 to 4 years ago. My heart still broke because he was only 6 months.
Have you had?
He was super cool, training up, very smart dog. I could take him anywhere. He was mild mannered. No one had anything where I could take him anywhere, and it was like, But now I've been thinking about getting another one for like 2 years, honestly, and I don't know if I can do it. It's
really sad.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so that's today hasn't been that good, but here I am. Korey Davis, 49er Wednesday. The show must go on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so back to the subject. Kyle, developing or helping quarterbacks. John Jay, you wanted to get in on this?
Yeah. Quickly, when it comes to the dogs, I love dogs, and I'm a pit bull person. For those who didn't know on this channel, they're the most sweetest dogs. I know a lot of people are afraid of them, but there are bad owners that teach them bad behavior. I want to point that out. Pit bulls.
The pit bull's all about pleasing their owners, so they'll do anything to do that. That's why they're taught vicious things or something.
All dog lovers. Yeah, I'm a big dog person, but I first want to applaud Kenny for pointing out some.
Sorry.
Anyway, I want to point out, some stuff that Kenny pointed out that are true. If you go back to Kyle Shanahan in his days with the Texans, he was first a wide receivers coach. A lot of people don't know this. Over time, under Greg Kubiak, he became the quarterback coach. And one coach he was working with when Carr's brother, who was not really a good quarterback, he put Schaub in there. Always a 500 quarterback. You look at Schaub, and he had that one crazy year, he went 12-4. And Schaub was putting up those numbers. If you're watching those Texans games like I was, because they were showing those games on my television, and Matt Schaub would go down the field in those fourth quarters for game-tying drives, and every once in a while a game-winning drive. But a lot of them were down behind. They were behind. And so when you look at Matt Schaub's numbers during that time, there was another quarterback at the time was Kirk Warner. They had sort of those similar numbers. But when you look at over time, it's just about experience. Oh, he took a guy who was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons in the 5th round in the 2001 draft. And then when he goes to
Oh man,
or whatever they're called now, he drafted RG3. For those who never saw RG3 in college, you have to go watch those YouTube clips. He was a highlight reel. People were calling him a mixture of Michael Vick and another quarterback because he was that good. Unfortunately, he messed up his leg, and no one ever saw what he would have been. And he was always, and he talks about it, every time after that injury, he would throw the ball front-footed. And every time a pass rusher would come near, he would basically like hide the back of his foot. So it's kind of a very sketchy situation. But yeah, and so he goes to Cleveland and he takes Ryan Hoyer. And Ryan Hoyer had a winning record before, I don't know who they went with in that year in 2014. But Ryan Hoyer had a winning record. And then he goes to Atlanta. And for those who didn't see Matt Ryan's career from when he was a rookie, he took Atlanta with 11-5 records to the playoffs. So Matt Ryan was already a good quarterback when he got there. And so one of the things that why people talk about Atlanta is that one person he did draft was called Freeman. I forgot his first name. The running back Freeman. And they were mixing with Cole, and basically it was a run-first offense. But because Matt Ryan was a good quarterback, the offense was so balanced. That's why he had an MVP year, because they had a run game that was so good. And so that's what made Matt Ryan an MVP. But you saw that Super Bowl. And one thing he learned from that Super Bowl is that Kyle Shanahan was basically like, you know what, we're up by this much. And he basically just started throwing the football. And everybody say, why you're not running the football when you're up by that much? But again, that's a different conversation.
That's a classic Kyle.
I'll give you their deep psychological reason.
Yes.
It's daddy issues. Joking.
So here's the thing. He comes to San Francisco. He does change the culture, because for 49ers fans, between Harbaugh's final year until he showed up, it was a dumpster fire at Levi's. It was a dumpster fire. But people still went to those.
It was not at my house.
But the point of the matter is he did change the culture. The problem that he has is it goes back to that Houston day. People just elevated him. Oh, look who his father is. Look what he did with a 5th-round quarterback that was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons.
Sounds familiar.
But overall, has he developed a quarterback? Drafted, like people say, instituted that mindset and then ran the offense the way it wants? No, Kyle's offense is just like Korey's friend, rest in peace, Korey, that guy from that Cleveland fan. Our offense is a quarterback heavy, so it doesn't matter who's under center. The quarterback is going to thrive. Jimmy Garoppolo thrived. He goes to the Raiders. He was a dumpster fire over there. So it just says a lot about when quarterbacks leave. It's never the same thing. Even Mullins at one point, he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. He goes to Minnesota. He goes to another happy offense with O'Connell, but he never had those heights when he was in San Francisco. So yeah, Kenny, you basically outlined it, but I just wanted to put a little bit more of the analytical and more why Kyle Shanahan, no matter who's under center, it works for some reason.
Real quick before we move on to Tommy or Levi, what do you guys think about, for example, Matt Stafford? He had Calvin Johnson, right, for 7 years, and then he couldn't win, obviously, because it's Detroit. But then he comes with McVay. McVay makes him a superstar. Is that kind of the same thing?
McGay.
I think Kyle Shanahan and his daddy and all them. They're all Shanahan and Kubiak's kind of go together. You could argue that
like
Shanahan,
red beans and rice.
Their sons updated the passing game. Kubiak and Shanahan were always known for their strong outside zone run games in both places. Not just both, almost everywhere they went. And of course, Kubiak had a lot of these bootleg rolls, play action style.
I know it was a goddamn bootleg.
but they always struggled with their passing game when they were forced to. But Matt Schaub, you could argue everywhere those young guys went, because Clint Kubiak's a hell of a coordinator too. I forgot where he's at. Is he in Tennessee now? No. Where's he at? Anyway.
It was Devonta Freeman, by the way, John Jay.
Yes. They've got issues because they don't want to run the ball when it matters because that's what their dads told them to do. I'm going to be honest.
Well, I know that
they get cute in those situations.
Isn't Kubiak in Seattle now?
He might be, actually.
Because the Saints cut him, I think.
The Texans, yeah.
Kubiak. I thought Kubiak was still with the Saints.
I think they let him go.
Let's see. I'll Google it.
One of the Kubiaks. I mean, there's a couple. We still have.
That's
one.
true, actually. Yeah.
No, it's Clint Kubiak is now the offensive coordinator for Seattle.
Yep, Seattle. Yep. Yeah, and Houston let him go out of nowhere after having a great year with Stroud, and then Stroud took a huge step back.
Didn't Matt Ryan start with the Colts, guys? I can't remember right now. Is that right?
Matt Ryan?
Yeah, was he ever a Colts?
No. He was picked early in the draft by the Falcons.
And the Ravens wanted him. I remember that draft. That was 2008.
Jeez.
Yeah, he was always good, and then they always had offensive line issues. Their defense was crap. They had no run game for forever. Julio and who was the other guy before Julio?
Before Julio Jones, you mean?
I mean, there was Roddy White before that.
Roddy White.
Yeah, who else did they have? They had like 3 great wide receivers in Matt Ryan's career, honestly. They just kept changing hands. Kind of like the Bengals. Can't think of it right now. Anyway. I just would argue that the same problems show up everywhere in a certain sense, and I think it's a lot of draft philosophy.
Also, a quarterback, it's hard to say somebody developed a quarterback or whatever because it's a lot of it is scheme, a lot of it is your teammates, a lot of it is your schedule, who you play. And games, as you guys know, come down to these tiny little mistakes that happen. So just because someone didn't win or something.
Then Kenny, the long list of busts prospects that were taken up high. Like let's say Lamar Jackson. He had a big arm, but he didn't have he if he had the work ethic, he could have been the next star in the league. And I quote, that guy.
Taken 32nd, passed up by a lot of people.
But I mean, it's there's a list of guys. Like, what was that guy by the Browns? Oh, which one?
You know what's funny?
But
1 of 27.
If you're talking about Johnny Manziel, is it Johnny Manziel? Kyle said that he didn't like that.
Johnny Manziel was one of them, and that guy.
Yeah,
that's one of the people that Kyle actually went out of his way to say never liked him.
I know. When he was there before he went to Atlanta, he benched him. He benched him, and a lot of people in Cleveland. He benched him just for no reason. He said, "I'm not going to start you."
And I don't like you.
And then the year before he went to Atlanta, he had to play Hoyer because he had to play Manziel because Hoyer got hurt, and that's one of the problems that and again, Kyle can spot talent. One thing that you can say about him, like he knows a quarterback. Now, I always wonder, and I don't know if anyone knows this, if the Niners did not trade their pick at the bottom, to move back up in the first round or something. Anyway, they had a guy from Notre Dame. I forgot his name, but I really liked him. I watched him in Notre Dame, was really good. Kyle had a lot of great things to him, and Kyle and John, sat down with his parents and said, we want to take you. Unfortunately, because they made a trade and they had to, sacrifice some spots, he went to Cleveland, and that was a team that was 0-16. So he was a really good quarterback, and I think he had that mold, the guy who can play in the pocket, a guy who can scramble, a guy who had elite talent. Basically, like what Brock Purdy is, this guy was, but in a much higher level. And so he can spot talent. And unfortunately, the guy went to Cleveland. And yeah, it is true. Some players do not do well on certain teams, but when they leave, they have better success. That's why in the past, for those who are old enough to remember, some quarterbacks, when they're on their first team, they were garbage, but later they will go to other teams and they resurrected their career. And that's how a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, they didn't work out the first place and the second place. One good example, Steve Young went to Tampa Bay. That didn't go well. He goes to the 49ers. He becomes a Super Bowl winner. I want to point that out.
Yes, sir.
And Baker Mayfield's another good example of this. You know,
Baker. I've always loved Baker. Always.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing about Baker and Cleveland was those commercials. Okay. Those commercials. That was the best thing about him in Cleveland.
Listen, I love those commercials. People usually hate those commercials. I actually like them. Here's one thing. Remember, Cleveland gave up on Baker, but Baker, they went to the playoffs. Unfortunately, somebody swung a helmet at somebody or something. I don't even remember what happened. Anyway, and he wasn't there when they needed him most. And so I don't want to blame that just on Baker, and neither should have Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I think they blew it by trading
Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah, he was really good.
I remember that name.
Yeah.
Juice was all over.
Second round pick from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
He was all over.
Jay, what's cracking, buddy?
Papa.
They never gave him a shot, just like they're not going to give Gabriel a shot.
Yo, Dylan Gabriel's getting outplayed. Big.
Oh, dude, I think it's going to be funny that Watch Gabriel will eventually go somewhere else.
What if Dylan Gabriel wins the starting job?
Well, right now, Shador is throwing 10 touchdowns, no interceptions in the first 2-3 days of camp or whatever it is.
Well, that's what the rookies.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
Better than throwing 4 interceptions.
I mean, so here's the thing. Have you seen, they caught one of the coaches on the stage kind of shit-talking his size, be like, I'm the size of, look, I'm taller than him. They caught him on the mic saying, that's how his situation, that poor kid is never going to get a fair shot in Cleveland.
He can't throw. Look, Dylan Gabriel.
And if you haven't seen the video, he predicted exactly where he was going to get picked. I don't know if y'all have seen that video.
My only problem with Dylan Gabriel, when I was researching him in the draft, and I'm just taking other scouts' words for it and watching a little bit of film, nothing crazy, but I noticed that I don't think my man can really throw over the middle very well, probably because he's kind of short.
I've watched a lot of Oregon game, because I live in the West Coast and I love college football. There are moments where you can see that he's a great quarterback, but there's also moments.
Flashes
where he's throwing the ball at the sideline against Oregon State, the smaller, school of that state, and he's overthrowing a wide receiver. Okay, so, but there are moments where, and again, I'm not saying he's going to, take Cleveland and make him a champion. I'm saying that down the road, this guy reminds me of Tyrod Taylor. A lot of people.
His numbers were so scary, similar to Bo Nix's. So scarily similar.
Well, Oregon was stacked.
And size-wise,
Oregon was a stacked squad.
Yeah, those are one of those schools out in the West where, again, a lot of kids who are born in the Bay Area talk about, I don't want to go to Stanford. I want to go to Oregon. I want to go to Oregon.
Oregon's
good,
boring.
Feel good, play good. Oregon's motto.
I don't like. The only thing about Oregon is I've been there and it was mad boring unless you're in Portland. So.
Well, I mean, they do so much that their player facility, because Nike's office is there and they're sponsored by Nike, is there are a lot of really incredible facilities out there in college football, but Oregon's is pretty damn unique. And every single kid has thousands of combinations of gear that they can get for free from Nike at any point.
True.
Wow.
There's a reason why Oregon has so many color schemes. They got those black gray ones. They got those green gray ones. They got the yellow.
The black ones.
I know it's and
I watched Destroying do a thing.
You absolutely said it. The guy who made Nike graduated from Oregon, and so again, a lot of people always wonder, hey, I know Alabama.
I think Sponge is backstage, by the way.
Who?
Oregon.
Dallas, apparently.
Oregon was the school before NIL and all these you crazy facilities and all the money. Oregon, when you went to get money, now they can't say it because they can get in serious trouble by the NCAA. But you went to Oregon to get the quality stuff.
Look good, feel good, play good. Oregon football.
Play today, win today.
So
Now, Spongy, we're talking about quarterbacks.
The fun's over now.
So and I mean Nick Foles, he's got him a Super Bowl, so he's on the same level as Jalen Hurts.
What?
That's right. They're exactly the same.
wow.
Except
Well,
Nick
they
Foles
both-
was really good.
They both made key plays in the Super Bowl. How
so?
You know, we have the dagger this year.
The what?
The dagger.
The dagger. You don't know that one, John?
The
I
dagger.
know it. I know it's a concept, passing concept.
It was the touchdown pass to Devontae Smith.
The 46-yarder.
It's a deep out go and
Really?
What's the other part of
So
the
basically,
dagger?
like you're comparing a deep, long touchdown to what Nick Foles did, where he lined up as a quarterback and then he ran.
I'm just saying.
Yo,
No,
you know what's funny? I saw that play coming, and I knew it was coming next. I didn't know the play. I'm just saying I knew it was going to be a bomb next, and I don't know why Spagnuolo was not on top of that.
I've seen I see better bombs by weaker quarterbacks. I'm sorry, Spudge. I have to tell the truth.
My philosophy is this: the moment I hit the 50-yard line as a coordinator, I'm taking a shot. And especially if I get a good run on a first down and I pass the 50-yard line, it's like a 2nd and 3. Oh yeah, I'm fucking running verticals across the board.
I just want to say how happy I am that we have the Packers on our schedule this year, so we can push on them like crazy.
Tampa's ready for you though with your boy Desmond Watson. They're
Yeah,
joking he's the anti-tush push.
That's going to get banned, I promise.
The tush push. That's what the Eagles. That's what people in Philadelphia love to do: play grab ass with other guys.
Yeah,
That's why they call it the. That's why they call it the tush push.
The tush push
Wow, why you so right?
Jesus fucking Christ, man!
Hold on, real quick. If you guys are down the
Sorry.
wrong alley, if you guys are in the wrong alley in South Philly, you know what happens to you? You get a brotherly tug.
Oh boy!
Yeah, Kenny knows.
Jesus, Kenny, stop
What
it!
in the Justin Tucker are you talking about?
Philly one night.
Listen. I heard
That's a good one.
I heard Kenny loves Philly because he was born there. I'm just playing.
It's for
See,
the Chiefs.
they call that the
The
brotherly
cheesesteaks
tug.
are
We
really
call
good.
that the Tucker special
I'm
down in
playing,
Baltimore.
Kenny.
Get it down, my friend.
I'll say this.
Right behind the crab shack, I'll give you a Tucker special, bro.
Hey,
I'll
the
say
crab
this.
shack.
If it doesn't get,
That's where you get ready to give me a massage, and then you walk in on me just like full comedian style.
I love crab.
Have you ever done the
I'll
naked
check.
man?
Oh my God. I don't even want to put that.
Is that a dance?
No.
No, that's a no, Tommy. Like
That's the
You
thing.
know what that is, but
Deep
it's
down deep, and we never talk about to anyone but our
I used to have a
therapist.
friend that get drunk, and he. This is when we were younger. He would get naked and start walking around, and we're all like, bro.
No, that's not the naked
I know
man.
people like that, David.
No, the naked man is when you have a girl come up to your house and you're like, you're not sure if it's like going in the other direction that I don't know. So then you go, oh, I'm just going to go in my room. And then you come out naked. Then you see what happens.
Oh, yeah. You just basically, you invite a girl over. She goes to the
That's the
bathroom.
naked man.
When she comes back, you're laying on the couch with your junk hanging out, and like, see how it goes. If she likes it,
Yeah,
likes it.
exactly.
If not, she leaves.
Canceled for that. The same thing.
It's a good way to
So-
save on opening a bottle of wine. That's
So if it doesn't, so
Welcome
if
into this.
What?
the tush
Oh,
push,
okay.
if the tush push doesn't get banned, I want us to be so petty to the point where the first play in that Packers game,
That would
we
be
just
fucking
run the tush
hilarious. That
Even
would
if
be.
I'm fine if we waste a down. I am perfectly fine if we waste a down.
No, if the tush push was going to get banned, don't you think it would have been banned already?
No, we got time.
They
Oh.
put the vote off on it.
They put it off.
They put the what? Oh, they put it off.
Yeah.
They waited for it for when there's a week, when there's a slow week in the NFL, they're gonna pull that shit out.
Well, I'll be
Yeah.
damned.
Well,
Sons
the
of
reason
They'll pull
why
it out.
the reason
They're gonna
why
wait to see how many times the Eagles do it.
Wait, don't
reason
pull it
why-
out.
Just
Sorry.
let it hang. Are you talking about hanging brain?
the reason why I think,
Evil brain.
sorry, the reason I think why it was not banned because then you're eliminating the quarterback sneak because it's still a form of the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why
Great
they
point.
call it in
Quarterback
Philadelphia, but
sneak has
again,
been around
like
forever.
YTC says, and people in
Because
Philadelphia,
they're salty.
I mean, I don't know. If you
Definition
can't
of
stop
Are
it,
salty.
that's
y'all
on
really?
you.
I mean, y'all can push each other's pushes too, and do the same play.
And that's
but
the
y'all
Yeah, but
don't
beauty.
we
Is
don't-
there's so
we
many
don't
teams
want
that
to.
tried to.
Other teams don't want to do that. Spud.
Spongy.
Okay, then why are they so mad when we do it so well that they want to ban
Because
it?
it makes other men
Look,
uncomfortable.
look, Spongy. I'm gonna explain why the Eagles do it so well. Okay, it's because
'Cause we're
Jalen
in
Hurts
Philly.
has this backside that's like a spring.
Yes.
When you push it, it just
That booty don't stop.
propels him forward.
It's true. He's a
That is very
passenger.
true.
He's a passenger in the tush push.
I'm
And
gonna tell you the
it-
real
it
secret.
helps.
It starts with Jason Kelsey, and Jason Kelsey ties
Gone.
to Jeff Saturday.
He's gone now.
Well, now we
So
have to
those
get rid of
types of centers
Is it
and
Saturday or
quarterbacks aren't
Saturday?
in the NFL anymore. Them guys that
Sun-
Peyton Manning used to
Sunday.
joke, if my hand don't smell like your ass a little bit, we didn't play good football.
Whoa.
Monday,
Get there in
Monday,
the stink.
Oh.
And
Tuesday,
Jason Kelsey is that type of
Wednesday.
man as well.
Tuesday.
And he taught
Why does my
Cam
dad
Jurgens or
say
whoever the
that?
other center is.
It's an old thing.
Stop.
It's an old school thing.
It's so stupid.
You got to get in there, boy.
10. Like 10. Some people say 10 instead of 10. They say 10. Like that. Hey, real quick, before we get off
I
the
say everything.
Kyle Shanahan subject, Kyle Shanahan is 1-9 versus Steve Spagnuolo, Brian Flores, and Jim Schwartz when they were DC or head coach. So that just tells you, if you have an incredible defense or an incredible defensive plan, you can stop the 49ers.
I don't.
Papa J, quit that, man. We don't wish any of our division rivals any luck. Fuck all of them, dude. I hope they go. Every one of them goes 0-17, but that'd be impossible.
Hey,
Huh?
hey, guys. Now,
But that would be great.
now the schedule's
We
out.
actually play the Rams this
Okay.
year, I think.
Schedule.
Let's talk about the best team.
The schedule is out, and oh, that looks mighty bright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Good
get
Lord.
it.
What are you trying to do?
super rough.
Would you take off your shirt and blind everybody? Jesus.
That's not true. The only thing white on
I'm
David
not
is
that
his
white.
Tommy, I'm so white. People
I'm white,
pay
but
me
I'm not
here
that white.
to go tan beside them in the beach because I'm so white. I reflect the sun back, and
Let's
they get a better
see.
tan.
If I tan on the
Oh,
beach,
my Lord.
I put on baby oil.
Dude, my ex, well,
Week,
What-
my
what
ex
do you
is
say
so
about-
fucking
18.
white, dude.
week
But she puts
18.
self tanner on.
Week 18.
So week 1, we play the Seahawks at Seattle.
Wow.
Week 18, guess who we play at San Francisco, to be determined time and day.
Probably Seattle.
They always do that.
No,
So
our
is that-
favorite Mets fan is
is
in the
that a-
building.
Oh,
Is that
Mets.
kind of a precursor to what we're going to see over the season here?
There are Mets fans?
Y'all
Yeah,
do have, like, especially at the
Yes,
end.
Mr. YTC loves the Mets.
YTC
I'm
is
sorry,
a.
YTC. I'm sorry. You just call me a A's
Is that
fan.
because of your grandparents, YTC? Because my grandparents love the Mets, but I was
Dude,
baby.
the A's just donkey punched the Frogers. Shit.
The Sacramento A's?
Rogers, yes.
Yeah.
Your Corona does not like that, Tommy. He wanted me to tell you.
Are the A's still in Oakland? Now, this is a football
He does not like
challenge.
what?
Still in Oakland?
No, they're in
Sacktown.
Sacramento.
They're in Sacktown, baby. Sacktown. We like that green
They're the
bean.
Sacramento A's now?
We be lighting that green
Kind
bean.
of.
So let me get this straight. The Oakland, the city of Oakland, they couldn't even sue to keep the name.
Used to have me a Giambi card.
Dude, the Oakland
Ooh,
Stadium's a
man,
pile, dude. It's like fucking rats and. Oh my god, it's a mess.
I know.
They should just. Go ahead.
They're using it for that soccer team called the Roots.
Oh,
Is that right? I did not
Yeah.
know that.
that's
and,
weird.
and they somehow sold over 25,000 seats on the very first game. So it looks like
Soccer, though. Soccer.
it's going to be hilarious how a division. Well, that's a different conversation.
Soccer.
Oh, my Lord.
You know, I don't know if you guys know this. Soccer is the most popular sport, and I don't know if you believe this, but I believe.
Yeah, because it's worldwide, dog.
And cricket,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, is number 2. Actually,
Yeah,
cricket.
I think you're correct on
And
that.
then it's football American, gridiron football, which is pretty incredible.
But that's why the NFL is truly trying to grow their
I'm
That's
in the
why-
incredible
That's
business.
why Jed York is trying to buy a cricket team.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I
he
think Tom
just
Brady
bought,
owns one.
he just bought the FC Rangers
Money.
he just bought the FC Rangers soccer team in Scotland. So that's now 2 soccer
Dude.
Mark
teams.
Cuban's one of the first guys to buy an American esports team.
That depresses me. I would
Sleezo,
love
put your skirt back on,
Ooh.
Sleezo.
Wow.
Skip's voice. Ew.
Skip's voice.
Sleezo. That's over the top. That's a foul.
Man, I am so
YTC. Are you finally gonna beat your daddy this season? Jesus. The Cowboys? What is it? 9
Beat your
straight?
daddy. Beat your
The
daddy.
Cowgirls own the Giants so bad. It's like what is
Ravens?
it? 7 in a row?
Oh my God, is that true?
Ravens first.
Yeah.
3 out of 4 games.
Or 6.
Bills, Lions, Chiefs. Like Bills, Lions, Chiefs to open the season for the
Well,
Ravens.
at least the Niners can do something the Giants can do. We beat the Cowboys year after year for some reason. I'm sorry. That's kind of
I
messed
think
up.
we have
I'm
9
taking it too far.
teams on our schedule that were playoff teams last year.
Over the line.
You know who owns the Cowboys too? The fucking Cardinals, which is crazy. The Cardinals own the Cowboys.
Wow. I did not
And
know
the Packers.
Yeah,
And the
we'll-
Niners.
Yeah.
Everyone's going live with the schedule release. I didn't even plan on talking about it. but,
Every
no.
single person all day.
Sponge's gone, I think.
Is he
What?
backstage?
Yeah, I think he's back.
Is he
yeah.
backstage? That
But,
Philadelphia
I don't know if y'all remember.
equals Wi-Fi. Like
It's
I don't know if y'all
horrible, man.
remember,
you better trade back for Kenny Midget Hands Pickett so he can
Barbie
fix your router.
hands. Barbie
we
hands.
signed Rucker, the UNC edge rusher, super late as an undrafted guy.
Fuddruckers? What?
He had
Bud-
like 9.5
I
sacks
think
last
he
year.
made the team. I think he made the
Bud
team.
Ruckers?
Oh yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
what he's saying. He's talking about burgers and shit.
So
Well,
we're talking
Kenny-
about quarterbacks, right?
Hey, what's up, Low?
Don't be. Quit
Know the
getting
truth.
low, man.
Low.
How could
Get
you be
low.
so low,
Get
man?
low. Get low. Get low.
So David, you want to see some quarterbacks?
Low,
real quick
low,
before I
low,
have
low,
to-
low.
You want to see some quarterbacks
Oh
real
my
quick before
God.
I have to head out?
Of course.
Some quarterbacks.
You have to head out? Oh my god, that's the best news I've heard all night.
Since we're talking about quarterbacks,
We're playing Miami at Thursday night football,
So-
dude. I'm gonna try to buy a Miami ticket this year.
So see,
Who's that guy?
this is a Super Bowl champion.
just like Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Yes, just like Nick Foles. You are correct.
Papa J? How? Damn, pause. Papa J.
Donovan.
Pause.
Whoa.
He says
Motherfuckers.
pause. Everything's pause.
Is that in the Idiocracy movie? Is that what it's called?
Good thing I'm not
Okay.
looking at whatever the
These
hell
two will figure the
Spongy's
same thing at the
showing
same
us.
time.
The movie
wanna-
turned documentary.
You better show me a. You know what I'd like to see? I want to see a Randall Cunningham. That's what I want to see.
I do. not
Cunningham?
have one, but I will try and get one.
You should.
I want to see Cunningham.
So see that.
I'm
think
so
that's
vile.
enough.
I'm sorry,
I think
David.
I think that's enough for the Eagles quarterbacks. But see here, looky here, the number
Cam.
1 overall pick.
Cameron Bust Ward.
Oh, come on. He's not going to be a bust.
He's not gonna be
He
a
won't-
bust.
he won't
He's
be a
going to
bust.
Tennessee.
Well,
Because he's the only 10. He's the only 10 I see.
I just feel bad for Cam Ward. He's got to go to Tennessee. It's going to be tough, man.
Dude, I got a rash.
You'll be fine, Kenny.
Here's the
I got a
newest
rash,
quarterback in
dude.
Levi
I'm
Wallace.
allergic to talks about beagles.
You know what I would have liked, honestly, for Cam Ward if he had ended up with Liam Cohen. I think that would have been a lot better for him. That's
The
just
front row tickets for the Ravens Dolphins games are already like $900.
I think this guy is going to transcend Pittsburgh into a better team than the Ravens.
Oh, dude, I'm
Who?
not gonna lie. I'm terrified of what Will Howard and Caleb Johnson
Who?
can bring to that offense.
I'm
I
not
think
Who
they
we
fucked
talking
up
about?
with Trey Pickens.
Okay,
He
I
had
guess.
Howard.
Well,
I
Howard
guess
wasn't
I'll
bad at Texas. He wasn't bad.
I get
Oh,
Texas.
Kansas State.
Will Howard. I know
Iowa.
that Will Howard was.
What's with the
Kansas
I
State.
gamble thing?
Wait,
It's,
He was
it's,
Kansas.
it's a
Quinn
game.
Ewers.
Tommy.
State and Ohio Ohio
Quinn
State,
Ewers.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Texas.
Okay.
It's
see,
a Streamlabs game, but I think Streamlabs took the night off.
I'll make,
right.
guys.
Okay.
I'll make you guys happy. Here you go.
Joe,
no.
Broadway.
Low.
Better than any player that has come out of Philadelphia. Oh, I'm sorry, Spud. I
Joe
said
Cool.
it out loud.
Joe Cool.
And you want to see another Joe? Here, I'll make Levi happy too.
You know what I want to see? Joe Mama.
Joe
Joe
Flacco.
Flacco.
Is that the jersey from the Super Bowl too?
Might be. I don't know. So, and you know,
Nice.
should be Super Bowl champion and should be MVP.
Carson Wentz. Who just signed him? Somebody just signed him.
No, he's still.
He technically is a Super Bowl champion because he got a ring from that.
He's still a Chief, Kenny.
Yeah.
Oh, they re-signed him then.
Yep.
No,
Well,
he signed a 2-year
technically-
contract.
Technically, Carson Wentz and Jimmy Garoppolo have something in common. They won Super Bowls by being on the bench.
Mhm. Like Shady McCoy.
We've got, I don't know if y'all seen too about the Ravens schedule. Ravens have a variation. We have like baseball style. We have at one point 3 straight home games, then 3 straight away games, then 3 straight home games.
And Levi. So.
Oh wow.
I have. I have two more cars after this. You know, here's McNabb again. I don't know. I guess he just people sell him like crazy. So you know.
This is
You know,
Sponge's
I-
retirement. His Devin Leary card.
I have to show off. You know.
Is that a certified 10 too?
It's a 10. It's a 10.
Bro, this is Sponge retirement fund right now.
It's
Yep.
a 10.
I mean, if you really want to see the real part of my retirement fund, I'll get into this. Oh, and I forgot.
Hey Sponge, though, I knew a kid that did that with Star Wars stuff, and he like really saved his memorabilia.
Oh,
And in
dude.
his senior year of high
God.
school, he sold it, and he made like more than $90,000 his senior year of high school. Bought himself a brand new Dodge Ram, like.
Can't do that in my family because all of my toys went to my younger cousins and shit. I
My
could never
older
do anything
brother
like
took
that.
my Pokemon card collection to Ohio, got bed bugs.
Ohio.
I started playing Pokemon
Oh,
in
baby,
1996
Ohio.
when it first came to the fucking US. And my very first pack of cards was the first edition Holo Charizard, which is like a fucking $100,000 to $1 million card. Never put it in a deck, kept it in a hard case the entire time.
Ooh.
And my card collection that my brother took to Ohio and just lost basically easily like a few $100,000.
100 down. 200 down.
I had so many limited edition stuff.
300 down.
And then this right now, Levi, this probably won't be a part of the retirement fund, but it's my favorite card right now. I think Kenny will probably know.
I've got some.
Is that
Super
Jimmy
Bowl cards I
Rollins?
need to
Oh,
send
it's
off.
Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard.
Yeah, look at this guy. Steve Young, a Tampa Bay Buck.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to say this because this makes Spongy happy. Ryan
Yeah.
Howard's first game was when he played the Giants and he hit a home run into the water. So, there you go.
Yeah,
But
I also had the like Japanese Mew, first edition Venusaur. I had all the stuff from the Burger King and the first
Levi, do
initial.
you by chance know how tall this quarterback is?
5'9".
He's 5'9". He's the new Florida State starting quarterback.
Really? They definitely need something
he
different.
transferred from Boston College.
Ooh, that's
And
intriguing.
then, here's
BC.
this guy.
One of the few schools that are good in the Northeast.
Kobe Bryant, son. But he's not a longer beam, so who cares?
Right.
Exactly.
Longer
But
beat.
here's a first round running back,
Dude, I'm in love with some of our draft picks. Like, I learned about the Alabama A&M kid more and more, but Bilal Kone,
Bilal Kone, yeah.
my God, dude.
We wanted him. We wanted him bad.
So
Like,
Levi, what are your
his
thoughts
story
on,
is
this guy right
remarkable.
Tell us.
Basically, his like younger brother died when he was a child, like, and just He's had a really fucking hard life. Let's just say that. And
Levi, you think this is gonna
he
be
is
worth
such
anything one day?
Yeah, Mason Taylor's got potential. Where did he end up again? Someone took him high.
Jets, Jets.
That's right.
All right, his career.
I mean, considering that that's probably, Fields is only going to throw to him probably. Yeah, I mean, Mason Taylor didn't have any numbers that jumped off the chart. But all around.
Is it official that Aaron Rodgers
Sweetness.
is going to be Is it official that Rodgers is going to be a Steeler because of what the schedule makers they put the Jets
Steelers. Yeah, I saw
and
that.
they're saying that's going to be the Justin Fields return game and the Aaron Rodgers return game.
Crazy juice. I would have hid them. I had them up all in storage. I didn't know my brother took
Tennessee is also playing Cleveland, so I'm hoping that Shador is starting.
Pokemon cards.
God.
Yeah, I didn't know he took them, and then I saw the articles about that Charizard becoming so popular. I was like, "Holy shit, I'm set!" And I went and I was diving through, going just like I was losing my fucking mind, and then I really found out what happened. Yeah, when I found out I couldn't find him, and I did some more digging. Yeah. Story of my life. Story of my life.
It was your anniversary?
Levi, okay. I'm so sorry. I have one more quarterback. So this is a very special card. This is a very special card. So I bought this on an app called Whatnot, not sponsored, and the guy drew a little artwork on here.
It looks like there's a penis in his mouth. Who drew a penis in his mouth?
Sponge, you weren't here earlier. Apparently Terrell Suggs lives nearby me here down in Florida.
You should toilet paper his house, Levi.
Dude, all right, I don't want to throw this GNC person on the bus, but I was sitting there just talking to him, shooting this shit, because you know how I am. And they were like, I could probably look up their phone number and an address in the system. And I was like, looking at it, like, why are you even talking about this right now?
It's probably in there.
It's creepy, man.
I know, right? So I was like,
but I like it.
But where does he live?
Do you know by any chance if Jay Ajayi lives near you? Because if so, I have to send you a few cards for him to sign.
Anyway,
I supposedly the number one running back recruit like last year and coming out of high school came out of college or high school right down the road from me.
I need to throw this in the trash.
Except South Florida.
Do you guys remember Curly Culp?
Yeah, I do remember Curly Culp. I actually.
Well, you got to throw your daddy in the trash?
Oh, wow.
Sheesh.
Wow.
No, see, because. Oh, and David.
Because Purdy's kind of your daddy.
One last thing, and then I'm gonna. I have to show you guys something that I got out of a card pack a couple days ago.
Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, here we go.
Magic's pretty fun, man.
My high school, I don't know if my high school's the other. There was a Magic the Gathering. I still don't understand it. I know it's a card game, but it's
an incredibly complicated card game at this point. You can play online for free. It's Magic the Gathering Arena. It's a free downloadable game on Steam, and it's not terrible, but you'll get stomped every once in a while.
Hold on, I gotta find.
I still play with my friends slightly.
Levi, shut up.
Is that Ogden?
No, it's Curly Culp, baby.
Oh.
Curly Culp.
I see the resemblance, Kenny.
We're very close.
Are you?
Crazy Juice says I played Magic the Gathering. Okay, maybe he knows.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, man. I didn't really ever play that much, and then when I lived in Ohio, I had a roommate who had a fuck ton, and he really liked to play. And for me to understand something, I have to read it all. I'm a very if I can read something, I can learn it very quickly. And so I just asked him if I could organize his cards and read them all through them while I did it.
David,
then
I have to go downstairs.
I built a deck out of like nothing.
I have to go downstairs.
Crazy
and get
Juice,
it
if
so you
you're
can
if
take
you're a
me on
player, I
vacation
built an
now.
all black synergy deck.
All right, hurry up.
Where everything builds on top of itself, and it used to get him so mad because I would crush him with this deck that had no rare cards in it, but it was just so had great synergy. Everything built on top of everything.
I used to play back when I was young, probably 16 to around 18, something like that. Me and my friends used to, sit around, smoke pot, and play Magic the Gathering.
I should do that again.
And
dude, honestly,
we're
it's
on the
fun to
same
play with
time
your
frame.
friends.
Believe it or not, around the same time frame, OJ's trial was going on.
I know
And my
that night.
friend's grandpa would sit in the living room with it cranked all the way up, and we're just like, we were like, man, do we have to hear this? If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. I was like,
That's right. If Chewbacca is from
Johnny
Endor,
Cochran was
you
a
must
great
quit.
was a great lawyer. Let's be honest.
He was.
Magic the Gathering.
But you know what? The reason they actually lost was the prosecution is the one who made OJ put the glove on. So they're the ones who already won the case, and then they blew it.
Shot in the foot.
Actually,
and I'm to
Kardashian's father was
Ooh, look at
also on
this.
that.
You give prosecutions a bad name.
Okay. So I don't know if you know Becky Hammond, but that's her. Okay. And this
Oh, you got a
trashy
Pearsall.
Better
this
wide receiver
trashy
than
card.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm just saying random stuff.
Actually, I don't like Devontae Smith at all.
Oh wow.
Well, Kenny, what are you smoking?
He's like he's not a consistent wide receiver, bro. AJ
Because
Brown.
he's a wide receiver too. He
Yeah,
doesn't have to be
AJ Brown,
consistent.
and you're a running team. So why even have him? Why give him money?
Kenny said
I'm
there.
saying trade the guy. You don't use him.
Steve-O is spitting facts
Is he where?
right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about
hands-
OJ stop taking his arthritis pills
yeah,
on
and his
purpose.
hands,
I've got a
anti-inflammatories.
Bruce Jenner Olympic
I want
card.
to. That might be worth something.
I know, right? That's what I said. I was like, wait a minute.
He's like, I want to tear it up, but it might be worth something. I better not.
I actually
Archie.
might wanna, I might do a video.
That's actually
of
funny.
me- I might do a
Archie.
video of me throwing this rookie Pearsall card in the trash,
How
No.
dare you?
You will not. No, we will ban you.
along with that.
But then he'll pick it right out because it
So,
might be
Sponge,
worth
what you got to
something.
do is you got to give it the cheese slice treatment. I don't know if y'all have seen that
Oh.
viral
And
video.
I'll also put this in my bike stokes and do a video of this card just getting destroyed.
Not
And
right.
if you can't tell, it's a Patrick Willis rookie card.
You will
So-
not. You will not
so-
besmirch the great Patrick Willis, Budgie.
You got to play
And then-
Tupac
and
while
then-
you play in the video too. It's got to be a Tupac
Yeah.
song.
Yes, and then I will
Budgie
get
is
that
now
Brock
crossing the
Purdy-
line. He's insulting.
I will grab that Brock Purdy card and throw it in the trash.
Okay, now you're going too far.
Yeah, he's.
You know, I could save these for my retirement fund, but some things are worth more than money.
Hey,
I bet you
that
video
guy,
will
he's
get
got.
used.
I don't know. Well, he's showing up for camp, so he's already doing more than these previous guys that were, in negotiations with the team. As for an update for it,
All right.
there it is. There's none. Big surprise.
Well, no, I don't.
Levi, can you see who my profile picture is?
Is that Nick?
Doug Williams. Remember this guy? He won a Super Bowl, didn't he?
That's
He did
Jeff
win a Super
Garcia.
Bowl with the Washington Redskins.
There's his Buccaneers card. Look at him.
No,
He's
Jeff Garcia was number 5.
Confident AF.
See my profile picture?
Is that Nick
Eagles
Foles?
legend. Eagles legend.
Nick Foles?
From the area, went to the University of Delaware.
Hootie hoo.
Eagles
We've had a
legend
lot
Joe
of our
Flacco.
jokes, you guys.
Eagles legend Joe Flacco.
Ugafe
No,
Owe
no.
and David Ojabo.
Joe
went
Flacco's
to
not the only
New Jersey
quarterback.
prep football schools.
Not the only good quarterback that came from Delaware. Gannon also.
Listen.
did.
Joe Flacco.
Rich Gannon.
Joe
Yes,
Flacco
sir.
is not an Eagles legend. He did not do nothing in Philadelphia.
True,
Stop.
he did.
He was on our practice squad.
He didn't do squad.
He was
Don't
on
do
our
that.
practice squad for 2 days.
He did nothing.
for preseason.
That was such a magical
Listen,
Super Bowl run.
Eddie,
Okay.
in the words of a so-called Bears fan, these are what Eagles fans do. They love to say things that are not true. I'm sorry, Swedge.
So
I
Yo,
just felt
this
bad
is-
for y'all. I knew no one was
Okay.
stopping us that year.
Just so you guys know, I have a Joe Montana rookie card. I also have this card, which is one of the most valuable cards that exists. I have this card.
Hold on, give me a minute.
It
Let me
is?
see it.
It is, yeah.
Let me see it. What,
This
what
and
card,
so
what card is it?
it's Deion Sanders, the score one. It's such a weird card. It's such a
Is
rare
it
card.
graded? Is it graded? You have,
Oh, I meant Gem 10.
But also, I have a Joe Montana rookie card as well, which I have.
I need to
seen-
send stuff in like
I've
that.
seen it go for over $200,000. Not mine, but some.
I really need to send some cards in for grading. Where do y'all send your cards in?
Well, unfortunately, my
PSA.
Joe Montana rookie card is cut wrong.
Is that the fairy princess Wolf Life Wild?
It's Wolfie. No, it's
I also have this, which is one of
darn.
the most
It's
valuable
we have a
cards.
wolf sighting. There you go. That's the wolf sighting. That's the one.
Yeah, it's Wolf.
Gem Mint.
It's not that guy that makes like I don't know how many shorts a day.
It's not Wolfie.
Oh,
It's-
No, it's my fairy princess Wolf.
It's Four Flames Wolf.
Excuse you, it's Sparkling Fairy Princess Wolf.
Well,
No, 'cause
what's
he
up,
called me
Wolf?
that once.
He's probably driving home from work.
Mhm.
Fire
I'm
emoji, fire
not
emoji.
gonna
You
lie.
shouldn't smoke and drive, Wolf.
I'm not gonna lie. I love this shows, but unfortunately, like he said, work is just stop them from doing that stuff.
Life takes over. I'm not getting paid to do this.
La Vida Loca.
I just do this for fun.
We're trying to get
Chingon
Yeah, we got
Mighty
Wolf Titan, my guy.
Chingon Mighty
One of
Colin.
these days,
Ricky
one of these
Martin.
days we'll do a show.
Just
La
gotta.
vida loca.
I was just lucky to grow up when those guys were playing football, or else I wouldn't have those cards. Just straight up luck.
Rich Gannon, Delaware University, huh?
Hell yeah. That's 2 quarterbacks from University of Delaware. And Giovanni Carmazzi came from Hofstra University, which if you're in the Northeast, you know Hofstra.
Well, there's Riddy. What's up, buddy?
Ready.
Oh, Riddy. I was going to say Rudy.
Oh, Rudy. He'll pop in and say how the Rams are better than us.
Well, we're actually our home openers in Seattle.
Well, he's saying your first home game because you're away.
Oh, yeah, the home game. Yes, that's true. So you said we have 6 road games in our first 9?
Here, let me pull it back up.
I believe you said that.
I believe so.
We also have, I don't know if you guys know this, we have 5 games at 10 in the morning. That
Mhm.
sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
sucks.
they
How
have
many?
a bunch.
But we got no teams coming off of a bye.
And you've got 2
The Rams.
First 7 weeks.
Are you sure? I thought we had none.
You've got
That's
at
what I
Rams.
thought, but I heard
Maybe
the
one.
Rams.
Still
One,
better
yeah.
than 7. Last year, didn't we have like 5 or
Yeah, that
7
was fucking
games?
ridiculous, man.
Pretty fucked effed up.
Y'all got a sneaky schedule though, because even though the later half of the schedule, you don't have a bunch of hard games, super easy, but
They're
you
hard.
have so many miles you have to travel.
Yeah,
Well,
but we always
if
do.
you look at our bye week,
14?
week
Yeah,
14.
y'all got the late bye week. I like late buys.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's way too late, though.
Don't we
I
usually?
agree with Tommy. It's way too late.
Yeah, but haven't we had the 9th week off?
Sometimes they
every
have
year?
it. We get it way too early or way too late. Last year was perfect,
I know it was right in the middle.
and the Super Bowl year was pretty
I
good
believe
too.
the last 2 years we've had like week 9.
Yeah, we've had week 9 for like
So-
a couple of years, or like 3 of 5 years, something like that, right?
I'm okay with it because it's later in the season and it'll give the banged up players a week to heal up a bit,
Yeah, and when we're in firm
Um,
control of our division, we can also take the last game off. So two
Against
weeks off.
Seattle at San Francisco?
Oh, Seattle's going to be a terrible
Mhm.
team this year. It's going to be a terrible team.
How?
You think?
Yeah, I think so. I think that they're not. the chemistry isn't there just yet. They have good players. They had a great draft, in my opinion, but I don't
They
think
did have a good draft.
the cohesion. I don't think the cohesion will be there, and also Milroe, in my opinion, is going to be their quarterback of the future, and so Sam Darnold's a 1-year rental, in my opinion.
Probably.
Yeah, I think so. Jalen Milroe.
What about that? What about that center?
Gray Zabel? I don't know if he's going to play center, but I love Gray Zabel.
Yeah, he can play center or guard. They do need some interior guard.
Well, I remember when a lot of people said when Russell Wilson left the Seahawks that they were going to be garbage, and in the last couple of years, they have done it with Geno Smith. So I am not going to count out the Seahawks. One thing I've known about the Seahawks, even when they weren't, like that good era, they found ways to beat the Niners.
Geno's a little bit underrated, a little bit.
We just can't beat the Niners. Only did because fucking Nick Bosa went out.
And now Geno Smith has Tom Brady. He's got Chip Kelly. He's got John Spytek. He's got Pete Carroll. And he's got some weapons there. And he's in a dome. So look out for Geno Smith.
Again,
he might be good on the Raiders.
Might be good on a fantasy team.
Well, I will say this.
Throwing that ball.
Growing
Then
up,
they have Gianti at fucking running back.
I didn't hear
Gianti.
Oh, you mean Genty. What were you going to say,
Yeah, Genty.
Like, one thing that I do know about the Raiders is because they played in Oakland for so many years. One thing that will never change is that no matter how good you think they might be,
they always end up under. Yeah,
they're going to be a dumpster fire. I don't know why. and I've joked around with so many people online, and since 2002, like, I think they've had like one winning season.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Carroll.
Here's the thing with the Raiders. Like, I'm not saying they're going to be a good team. I think they're going to have good players to add to your fantasy team. That's what I'm saying.
There we go.
Genty's the first round pick in that Pete Carroll offense.
Genty, Barrow. Genty, Bowers. Who's the quarterback? Didn't they also get a quarterback in the second round or something like that? Somebody.
You know what I want to see? I just want to see the Raiders dog walk the Seahawks. That'd be fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, I forgot Chip Kelly's the offensive coordinator. That scares
Chip Kelly,
me.
John Spytek, Tom Brady, Pete Carroll. There's a lot of action in Vegas.
Yeah, Chip Kelly, dude, is trash. He was good last year.
He just won with Ohio State, man. Come on.
Well, Ohio State is good. It's a great program.
Ohio State, like they have great players. Like,
yeah, of course, but
he's not really known. Like,
he was the OC, right?
When he was with Oregon, like he made it work. But in the pros,
Oakland took Cam Miller, the North Dakota quarterback, late in the 6th.
Yeah, the fuck guys are good.
Ooh.
Good program. Oh my god, I haven't seen Gammon up in here.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not gonna lie though.
Up in here,
Oakland, or Las Vegas, I'm sorry, crushed that draft. Like I'm looking it back over. Ashton Genty, we all know number 1.
Oh, Michael James.
I mean,
who?
I know Sponge Kenny. Jack Beck from TCU was their second round pick.
Jack Beck.
Yeah, nailed on Betch. Darian Porter, the Iowa State corner, some of the longest arms in the class.
Dude, they had a great draft. I agree.
2 third-round picks. They spent both on tackles. Charles Grant from Texas A&M, who's
Caleb Rogers.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and they stole both those guys from right in front of us.
Dante.
Gammon does not like the way I time out everybody.
From Tennessee.
On Jesse's channel.
Tonka Hemingway, which I know a lot of the 49er content creators liked.
I like Tonka. He was a late guy.
JJ Piggy from Ole Miss.
Hello.
Like, they nailed that draft. Like,
hello.
That was a
David. Is that your bowling wristband?
Well, you know, Don was having wrist issues. I'm having. So, like, when I wear this, I can use it, right? It's a compression. And when I don't have it on and I could grip, like, I grip this. When I let go, it's like you're freaking driving a screw through right here.
Mm.
So,
what happened?
You know,
carpal tunnel.
I was there was this guy that was sleeping in this shed that I have that I keep all my stuff in. And I've removed him from the property 3 times already.
Damn.
So I was down there being calm and telling him, look, man, like, I literally had to call the cops on you last time. Like, I've had you legally trespassed. Like, I just need you to leave. I don't want to call and get you arrested, man. I don't want to make things worse.
You just threw him out
And the
like
dude
Uncle
swung
Phil?
at me. He literally swung at me, so I swung back.
Did you kick him in
There
the
you
nuts?
David
I
still got it.
only swung once. I mean,
Always
that's all.
aim-
That's all it took, and he got the message. He grabbed his stuff and left. But
Always aim for
There you go.
and it was my left, folks. I didn't even hit him with
Hit him with the
the more
left. Hit him with the
powerful.
left, David. Hit him with the left.
This
I
you
know,
just,
I know you're packing, David. Make
The
sure you
left,
keep
the
that
left,
shit
the left.
close, man.
And then the haymaker.
Gammon, is that
But
some sort
yeah,
of
I'm
Brock
actually
Purdy
able to use
slander?
it.
There will be no
Use it with the
Purdy
compression
slander
thing,
today.
So whatever's going on, it ain't that bad.
We're not in Jesse's channel. How he
It,
loves to
rarely,
just...
it rarely rains or snows, though, in football games, to be honest. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, I know. Unless you're in Philly
I'm not
And
gonna
as
lie,
far-
Seattle
as-
or
crushed there.
Buffalo.
As far as I'm concerned, there's only one very good bad weather quarterback, and that was Brett Favre, who was born in Mississippi mud, and that's why he's as good as he is.
Hey, legitimate
Ah,
question
dude,
here.
fuck him.
Legitimate question.
I hate Brett
did we
Favre.
draft
He's a piece of
players that
shit.
can play in the rain?
I mean, we got an Oregon guy, but he runs the ball, so
So he's a duck?
he doesn't have to throw it or catch or
But
catch
not a
it.
sitting one.
Hey, well, the thing about LaMichael James, how many fumbles did he have?
Jordan
A
James
few.
has 0 ever in his life.
Jordan
No,
James. I said
LaMichael.
Jordan James. I said
LaMichael
LaMichael.
James.
LaMichael
David, I
James.
watched
LaMichael
someone.
has that. This is why I said LaMichael.
LaMichael.
David, I watched someone duck someone the other day.
Shamo.
Super Dave just passed away.
Super
A
Dave.
year or
no.
two ago.
What's
Are
up,
you
buddy?
serious?
Yeah, like a few years ago.
I didn't know he died a few years ago. I loved Evil Knievel. Well, the comedic.
I remember
Evil
that.
Knievel.
I remember that when I was a.
You
when
know
I
he was on Curb Your
Super-
Enthusiasm. Curb
Hey,
Your
listen,
Enthusiasm
though.
too. He's
I
so
think he was
funny,
on
dude.
Showtime.
Crushed that
He used to
crap.
be on Showtime. If you ever had
What's
cable when
up?
you were little.
What's up, Big Back Sports? Long time no see, buddy. He's a
Big
good
Mac. It's a Big Mac attack.
dude. I think he said he's from Sacramento, or he said maybe you.
Sacktown.
I forgot where he's from, but yeah, he's from the West Coast.
Light the beam, baby. Light the beam. Sacktown is fun, man.
Yeah,
Is
y'all
it?
got one stretch. So
Yeah, kind of fun.
you've got a hard stretch, a 4-game sequence beginning in week 5 that spans, of course, October, where you play three different playoff teams in one.
You know why? No
4-game
one.
stretch.
We have a terrible record in October, and now you just pretty much gave me a heart attack telling me that shit right now, dude.
But at least, so that's the thing. I have a feeling there is a small chance y'all could come out of the gate, and it talks about it how y'all came out of the gate slow last year, 2-6.
That's what we do. Well, we've talked about our well,
And of course,
Kyle's-
six out of your
Kyle's
first 9 games are road games too.
Kyle's record in October is pretty bad, so that doesn't make me
Give
feel
my
any better.
regards to Brother Lynch Hung.
So that 4-game stretch that they're talking about, though,
Are you quoting? Are you quoting Overboard? Are you quoting Overboard right now?
Who?
you
No,
start
the
at
rapper.
Rams
Oh.
on Thursday
Brother
night.
Lynch Hung. He's from Sacktown.
You then have to do a
Oh.
cross-country trip to Tampa, and then you fly back.
Season
to
of the sickness.
on Sunday before. Is that home or away against Houston? So
I think
It's
we're
away.
yeah
It's
we're
at
in
Houston.
we're in
that
Houston.
4-game stretch is going to be super fucking rough for y'all.
I don't fear Houston, but I do fear DeMarco. D'Amico.
DeMarco.
D'Amico Ryans. come on.
DeMarco. That's what they call him in
D'Amico.
Texas. DeMarco. D'Amico.
But I mean, I see your point though. The Rams, the Bucks. Then we play the Falcons,
Failed time.
which they could be a lot better this year.
They could be a lot
They
better,
could
and
be.
they also beat us a lot. So don't sleep on Falcons. They beat us like all the time.
They beat us in 2019. We were supposed to mud stomp them.
Yeah, and
But
Yeah, but 7 of your
then
final
we play
9.
D'Amico Ryans, and honestly, I look at him like he's the coach that got away. But we'll see.
7
be
of your
back.
9 final opponents, though, are sub 500 opponents from last year, which leads to that easier string. So, y'all not only have a late season bye, but that backside of your schedule, man, is so easy.
looking at my
Like,
backside, Levi, don't look at my backside.
I like that backside, though. I mean, if you want to start like after the Texans, you got at the Giants.
Boo.
Are you really scared of the Giants?
Not me.
You get the Rams and the Cardinals, okay. But after that, Panthers on Monday Night Football,
Booty.
the Browns, the Titans, the
I
Colts,
think we lose to the Browns.
the
Real quick,
Bears,
real
Oh, I
quick.
and
love
then
that.
finally finish back with Seattle.
I
So,
like
We're
that.
playing in
Okay.
Cleveland.
I like that schedule.
John,
They have a
John,
stacked
are you-
defense, man. Look at their defense.
John,
He's not
John, are
wrong
you
there. You see
cursing
Kenneth
on your
Graham
TV
puking
right
his guts out, or Mason Graham, I mean.
Yeah,
John,
Mason
I saw-
Graham,
I saw
Del
you.
Pitt.
Spongy,
Hey, John,
Spongy, are you
John.
trying to talk to me?
New
Yeah,
guy in the
John,
corner.
I don't know
New
what
guy,
he's
you got
doing.
cursing.
I can't
Are
even
you
hear him.
cursing? Are you cursing out your
John
TV
Jay
right
never
now?
curses. He's a good Catholic boy.
No, I'm not.
He's not
'Cause
watching
your
the TV.
Warriors just got
I mean,
eliminated.
Cleveland did
Warriors
crush
are
the
ass.
draft,
I'm
dude.
sorry. I don't know any. Don't. Never mind. I'm not gonna talk about the Warriors.
Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson.
They're not the
were
Warriors
lining
because
up
Steph
field.
Curry's not playing, so
I love
Well,
Judge.
you
Doesn't
were
count.
the Timberwolves.
Dude,
I lo-
and Sampson is such a good match for him, like in the backfield. Like,
I mean, is Samson the fast guy?
Samson has incredible breakaway speed, but he's
I
also
don't-
still got some power.
I love Judkins coming out. He was top 3 running back for me, and he was taken top 3. And so I called that
And now
shit.
you got
We'll see
Harold
how he
Fannin.
does.
You got Harold Fannin Jr. sitting behind David Njoku.
It's a nice little
Like-
team, man. I'm going to give Shador the ball day one. I don't give a shit what anybody says. If I'm the owner, I'm like, I want Shador to start. Let him blow it. If he blows it, we'll fucking switch gears. But I want to give it to Shador day one. Day one Shador.
I wouldn't. I'm putting my trust in
I
Joe.
know, man.
Day
You got Joe Flacco. He says he's not washed.
Which is a great
You got-
backup,
You got Kenny Midget or Baby Hands Pickett, however you want to look at it.
which they didn't renew his contract.
Barbie.
They didn't they're not going to pay him. So
And then you got Shador Sand. Well, Dylan Gabriel was picked in the draft before Shador Sanders.
eh.
So then you have Shador Sanders,
Mhm.
and you got the currently injured big contract guy, Deshaun Watson.
Almost MVP Deshaun Watson.
I heard he might need a massage before he comes back.
Listen,
But
before Deshaun Watson got hurt, he was elite AF.
Did y'all see that video that I'm talking
Yeah.
about with Dylan Gabriel predicting where he was
Nice.
going to get drafted?
That is pretty interesting. I don't think people heard you
With
about the
the
Mason
bird?
Graham, Levi. I don't
Yeah,
think
the bird thing, Sponge.
I don't-
Crazy
I don't
Juice,
think
I
people
wouldn't
heard
worry.
you.
They're gonna win.
Yeah. We might see the Knicks and Pacers.
Mm. Oh, I can't believe the Knicks won again.
Sponge, was that actually like real or
No, they lost tonight.
By that right?
No, tonight.
It
but
was
they,
real.
Didn't they won yesterday?
That's what I'm
tonight or
saying.
the day before?
I have a gut feeling a kid that predicts that pick like that. I have a feeling that, like I said, he's never going to get the fair shot there, and I feel like he's going to be their next Baker Mayfield in a sense. He's going to.
You know my prediction?
The Knicks were better than everyone thought.
My
hey,
prediction.
it's a football channel.
They weren't who they thought they were.
You know who what my prediction is?
By the way, Browns have a brand new offensive coordinator, Tommy Rees, who was their tight end coach and pass game specialist last year. so
Tommy
I don't know-
Riz.
I don't know how much experience he has.
My
as a
prediction
coordinator.
is
You know
pain.
what I want to know is, Spongy, what do you think the Cardinals are going to do with Gannon over there now? You think they have a shot? Would have a nice D?
No,
Okay, thanks. Good take.
I don't like that guy.
Dynamite drop in, Spongy.
Hmm.
All those years of broadcasting school really paid off.
Yeah, see, I'm not a Browns fan, but if I had to speculate, I think Joe Flacco will probably start, and then slowly down the road, Shador will take over the job.
But if you guys remember,
Oh, those Brown fans will be clamoring for him.
here's the thing. This
Moment
is why
Flacco throws an interception.
this is why I'd like to do. This is why I want to do it the opposite way. Because last year, if you not last year, but the year that Flacco played with them and they were decent, he kind of fizzled out because he was exhausted because he's 40 years old. So I say start with Shador. You may get lucky, and then you always have Flacco there rested and ready to go.
Well,
If you get
I hear you resting.
well, the problem is that in that division, and Levi, you know that division, the Steelers and the Ravens have really good defense. So
and Cincinnati can score a
it's
lot of
not
points.
it's not going to be an easy road for Shador because that division is known for defense. I've been watching that division for a long time.
Yep.
They're known for
Yep.
defense.
I'm
That
so
division is
excited to
incredibly hard
see
to
who comes out of Baltimore's. I don't know if Baltimore has ever spent so many draft assets over the past years into edge. So if you think about this, we have Odafe Owe, our first round pick. Broke double-digit sacks last year, finally. Cool. Kyle Van Noy, not going to talk about him, the veteran, whatever. But we spent a second-round pick on David Ajabo, New Jersey kid, went to Michigan, had the Achilles tear. He's slowly been trying to come back, but it's been hard. We took a fifth-round pick, Tavius Robinson, who's a lot like Pernell McPhee and Zadarius Smith.
That's what I was going to say, is Darius Smith.
He had a great year last year. He had to step up and play some snaps. Cool. Then we took third-round pick Adisa Isaac last year.
I remember
had
that.
an injury, didn't really get a lot of chance to develop, so spent a third-round pick on that. Then we had Mike Green, this year's second-round pick, and Baltimore is ecstatic about the potential that
I hope that guy can stay out of trouble, because he just has, like, these things stick with kids. You know what I mean? It doesn't even have to be the same, like, alleged offense or whatever. Sometimes, like, your past follows you around. You can't help it.
So here's my thing on it. When I looked into it, I'm telling you, dude, I couldn't find anything about these allegations. And like, I'm talking like I started going deep into Reddit, because usually you can find someone willing to talk about something there.
Sure, but usually when something really gnarly happens, dude, it stays under wraps, because it not only does it embarrass the player and the person that was involved, but also the school. And sometimes that shit just gets cut right.
Well, as long as he stays out of trouble, he'll be fine.
You also, I hate to be this person. Sometimes you end up with like Ray Lewis's son situation.
Of course.
Yeah, at Coastal Carolina, and he really didn't do anything. He was completely set up, and the text messages showed it.
I almost went to college. I went to Delaware, but I almost went to Maryland Eastern Shore, which I believe is a HBC. I almost went there.
As someone that's like started watching him more and like watching him at the press conference, I just don't get that vibe from him. I don't get a guy that would ever act
Puerto
like
Rico.
That.
At an HBCU.
Me and my girlfriend jokes. We talked about how Tucker looked, and I was like, "Yeah, wait, just looking at Tucker."
Puerto Rico. First of all, hold on. Puerto Ricans come from indigenous Indians who come from South America, who were also mixing with African Americans. So Puerto Ricans,
I'm gonna quote.
They get down.
I'm gonna quote one of YTC's friends, who I would not recommend talking to him. He's a little bit of a jerk, but he says if you have any
sounds like I'd like him.
If you have any black in your body, you are black. That's basically what, in his words. I'm not trying to offend nobody, because everyone gets so sensitive, but that's.
But a lot of people have part African in them. Just because if you do your ancestry doesn't mean you're black, though.
Let me.
No, if you listen, hold on, John Jay nailed it. If you are 1% black, you are black. And you are accepted, and you should be.
If you want to trace where humanity started, and
everybody started in Africa.
Yes, and like the actual pathway of like where we migrated. Just all you have to do is go examine the fossil records of where large mammal races disappeared. Basically, anywhere where we went, every large mammal disappeared.
Hold on, but real quick, that's what we know as of now. But there's also more stuff coming out a lot that, like, some people originated in the north, like really far in the north. So not only was there evolution, going on in the south, which wasn't the south technically then, it was all, one continent or whatever. But like,
I wrote a paper on this. What pushes evolution more than any single factor in the world? Extinction.
Heat.
And at a certain point in Earth's history, when
that's right,
everything was going crazy and volcanoes were going off in every fucking direction, everything in the world was pushed towards the ocean in a certain sense. And I contribute the dietary changes forced upon it via the threat of extinction. And us taking in more fatty acid omega-3 oils from fish and adding seafood to our diets is what I contribute to the increase in brain mass in Homo sapiens, I shouldn't say Homo sapiens, but whatever.
I did hear what you're talking about as well. Also, a lot of the reason that We Evolved, I believe, was also. I heard this. You can call me crazy if you want. This is just some shit I heard, and it wasn't like on some whack site. It was like a scientific site.
Welcome to Joe Rogan 2.0.
Yes, they said that a lot of the reasons why we evolved from apes was because apes were eating psychedelic mushrooms, and it opened like pathways in their. Yo, listen.
I know what he's talking about. I've seen those exact articles.
Oh wow! So you
Thank you, Levi. Thank you.
And again,
Exactly.
extinction. You have to eat something.
You gotta eat something, even if it makes you trip. All right, and it is what it is. And
So all it is fucking mushrooms grown on.
open up your
cow
mind,
shit.
man.
Where are
Open
the
up your
cows
mind.
from, though?
So we came from
They
mushrooms.
came from the aliens. No, actually sponges and mushrooms were one of the first things on Earth.
Are you saying? Are you saying that
Oh,
we're
okay. Then
Well, you can
poisonous
just argue
mushrooms,
cows
not
came from like some bison, like
not
you know,
psilocybin.
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers did like.
Cyclamen?
Wait, we're talking football now. Come on.
Yeah, this is Aaron Rodgers, right?
What about Aaron
You
Rodgers?
guys are talking about hallucinogens.
Yeah, we're taking.
It's ayahuasca, yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah, one of those doctors. Some guy was running an ayahuasca clinic here, and he got shut down.
Well, ayahuasca isn't the
he
same thing
poisoned
as
a lot of
peyote or mushrooms, though. It's actually something. It's like something kind of different, isn't it?
Yeah, someone said.
I have no idea about it.
Not true. It's just
Bro,
What's going on?
If Aaron Rodgers called me and he's like, "I'll take you to the pyramids and we'll drink," I'm going in like 2 seconds, bro. I'm going there.
I'm not going. I'm probably there.
I'm packing a small bag, and I'm meeting him there.
Right place, right situation.
Yeah, Steve-O, it's a thing. It's a thing, buddy. Now the 198 is the new 194. I was at 194 for months.
I lost a sub recently, so I must have said something right.
Niner Gang has a question for Levi.
I do technically have merch store. I have a merch store via Teespring and Foursquare. I need to put some more time and effort into it.
You have a merch store? Oh, I gotta.
Yeah, I technically do have merch on my channel.
I gotta buy something. I gotta support my fellow creator.
Also, he has a code. If you want to buy Crown Royal, you put in the code Levi.
Dude, I really do want a code for Crown Royal so bad. I mean, I haven't drank any alcohol in like 2 months now, basically. But
that's funny because I haven't smoked pot.
2 months.
I'm drinking Earl Grey tea now.
I am not cool.
That's fancy shit. John Jay never
got
does
some
that.
lemon honey ginseng tea made. I put over ice. I've got a honey chamomile, and then I've got some.
I remember one time I walk into a bar and they say, "Hey, you don't need a drink. We have club soda."
Yo, I drink.
Fuck club
soda.
soda. Give me water at that
point.
Can I have a Perrier with a twist?
If I go to a bar or a club, I drink water, and I have exactly the same amount of fun as everybody else.
Bullshit.
No, because I don't like to spend money there, bro. The liquor's too fucking expensive. I'm not doing that.
Well, that's for sure.
I'm not gonna do that shit. I grew up mad poor. I'm not gonna fucking spend a ton of money on alcohol. It's a waste of money. I'm not doing that shit. Even if you have,
I spend money on alcohol, but it's usually, I don't go to the bar to do it.
If you buy a ticket on SeatGeek, you can use code Darwin's Raven to save $20, aka your ticket fees that SeatGeek's gonna charge you. Darwin's Raven. Give me a $10 kickback on every $20 you save.
I just tailgate. I do not.
What
need
is
to be
this
in that
SeatGeek? And why is everyone saying, "Please use my promo code"?
It's to buy.
They actually give a great kickback.
Tickets.
I actually, technically, I have deals with SeatGeek, International Hotel Group, like Frontier Airlines, United Airlines. I have codes for all of them. I'm not that fucking person. I should be that person if I actually was trying to be serious about it all. But I technically, what's that? Are you monetized?
Oh my god!
I'll give you the website.
Not yet.
Really?
If you ever get monetized, hit me up. I'll tell you the site that I use. That
Jim Everett, the mid.
All these basically.
Oh
David, if you'll present the screen, I've got my merch store.
Do it.
Hey, now,
no.
Jim Everniner, the faithful is in the building. We all gotta say hi.
Jim,
and like where are the Lakers at, Jim?
They got eliminated.
Jim
just wondering.
I saw
asking for a friend.
Jim, I saw a bunch of people doing a mock draft, and they were picking the best Rams, and nobody picked Kevin Green, and I thought that was a disrespectful thing.
We've got Darwin's merch store here.
Where's Tommy when you need him?
Tommy's on acid right now.
Good company.
I'm here.
For good games.
Look at your boy, Tommy, your buddy.
I know. I just put him in timeout.
Oh.
I actually had AI make this image.
Sorry, Jimmy.
It's a bunch of
I
ravens
just
with
want you to
psychedelic
know
mushrooms.
own you. Wherever you go, I have dominion over you.
Levi, I can stare at that bag if I'm on mushrooms for 2 hours.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I was like, actually, this is not a bad
Wow.
thing. I need to put this on more stuff, but 2049 on Darwin's.
Mushrooms. That reminds me of Brian Culp. I have to.
Jim, I just want to know: did the Lakers win a series? Or
Like, I think I had
Hotel.
I had
I don't
AI
think
make
so.
this one for me too.
Oh, nice to come back. In
It's supposed to be
5
like
minutes.
a Ravens overlooking Baltimore, basically a Raven flock. I was like, honestly, not bad. And again, AI made it for me for free, so
A1 made it.
$26.99 right now.
That's all.
You said S.
I probably get like $5 from that.
Yeah,
That's not
crazy
bad.
juice.
I'm better
That's not
off
bad.
selling other stuff.
He
I need to
called-
do
Yeah,
more
but
like coffee.
LeBron
Actually,
was
Kenny, I
injured.
have I have it on a coffee mug.
Oh shit! I could drink my tea right out of that and get lit.
Yeah, we got your purple color, you got black, we got red handles, your trippy
Ooh.
Raven, part of the Raven flock.
Very nice.
What's
That's not
SC Warriors?
He's saying Santa Clara because he thinks that.
Santa Clara.
I'm not gonna go there. No.
That's why he got timed out because he's saying stupid shit.
I
Don't say
know.
dumb shit.
I would much
It's
rather
in San
partner with
Francisco,
someone
you
like
dumbass.
I need to do stickers.
San Diego.
I remember when Rudy used to make that thumbnail. Santa Clara 49ers.
Levi, check private chat.
Heard.
Whatever.
I don't know about you guys, but I miss the San Diego Chargers.
You know what's funny is actually
Yeah, the
I
LA Chargers is so dumb, dude.
I'm thinking about doing an AI
Yeah.
character of myself to do for like t-shirts and stuff like that. I feel like it's important to have like a
So many teams are moving.
I'll be
character
right back.
almost in a
Sorry, guys.
sense in this day and age. If you're doing a stream, like just to put on your shirts, merch, to use like in your thumbnails of like you in a video, like I know we need to do Jackbox one day. Poor Jason
We
Tatum.
should one of these days just like have a throwback on one of these weekends we all have free.
I know. I just got to clear it with the girlfriend one weekend. Even right now, she's like, "Hurry up, we need to go eat dinner."
You know what? We actually got to go here in a couple minutes anyway because I got work in the morning. You know,
Yeah, right.
Guess
Do that
what?
work
I'm going
for a
into
living
work.
thing.
I'm going
Day
into work
tomorrow.
late tomorrow because I got to go get the fucking new ID.
Oh,
Ah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
I hate that stupid. I remember
Yeah.
I had to get
You
go
kidding?
The
I'm
real
doing
ID.
So
Oh,
there's this thing
dude.
going on at my work, guys. We have these.
I have to get it
these
because I
fire
gotta play on
department
it.
connections on the side of our building. One of these guys,
We got a
and
boat
we
in
had
the
a
blue
construction
anytime.
project going on for a foundry. Yes, there's a foundry at my work.
The found.
And he put a coolant pipe right in front of the fire department connection.
Smart.
So here's the fire department. You know, the what fire marshal. I call him Fire Marshal Bill. I don't know his actual name. Exactly. But here he is doing a drive-through, and he sees that, and then he comes and inspects our building, and that building was built in 1963, has changed hands many times. It has a lot of things going on. Like he saw all these electrical panels that don't have covers. Well, all that doesn't have power.
Right.
So I've literally spent just about every day since then, like ripping out all this old electronics that no one uses anymore, putting covers on boxes in the new construction that for some reason I'm convinced the electrician has a pile of covers in the back of his truck. When he gets back, he's going to be like, "Oh, I meant to put those on." I'm going to be like, "Bro, just leave them with me." Okay. But yeah, so tomorrow he's going to be coming by. And there's nothing wrong with the place. But he made us put these signs up identifying the FDCs, the fire department control, and all that junk. And the buildings around us, because it's a rental, so the buildings around us have these, and they don't have signs. So it's like, what's he gonna do?
I thought none,
Right?
Steve-O, but somebody said one. I thought it was none.
So anyway, Fuck. I don't want to go to DMV tomorrow, but I have to because we're playing on.
Bro,
I'm playing.
Everybody
Why?
get those real
You know, that
IDs
is
right
a-
now.
Do you fly on an airplane?
I'm trying to
You don't have a
register my
passport?
truck, Steve-O, and I couldn't get in till fucking June 11th.
I could. Yeah, I have to go now, and I never go without an appointment. But
I know. I hate.
Are you serious?
I'm playing.
You guys gotta do that.
I'm playing on a.
I
I'm
thought you
playing
only
on a
needed to do
naval
that-
base in Monterey in a few weeks, and I can't go on
I
the
know.
base without a real ID.
What
I know,
about your
like, yeah.
passport?
I don't. My
I'm
passport
sorry about
expired
that.
15 years
of
ago.
Americans don't have
Yeah,
passports.
but you can just mail it in with your new information, and they'll mail you a brand new passport. That's super easy. You don't have to go anywhere. You just mail it in.
I know,
If
but
it's
I'm not going to get it
expired.
before the 30th.
I know.
No, you may not make it to
There
the
we
front
go.
of the
That's
line.
better. Who
either,
needs a
right?
hotel?
I know. Like I remember when
But
I had
I
to get my.
already got all my documents uploaded, but I have to go in,
I
so I'm
wasted
going to go an
6
hour
hours.
early.
Tommy, I
Files,
wasted 6 hours at the DMV. I hate going to for any.
What do you mean
I'm-
6 hours?
No,
I'm
because
not
like the
getting
DMV in California
I'm
sucks.
getting it.
Yeah.
Like it's super
All
packed.
right, guys. You want to hear my thing? I have to get the Camaro past emissions.
Oof.
I'm going tomorrow because it's the middle of the month, right?
It's the middle of the
Wait, you're going
month.
where?
I don't have to make an appointment.
Smog test.
I take it to a certified shop. They plug it in. They scan
Well, yeah.
it. They take pictures of my intake and my exhaust because I haven't
Ooh.
because it's not modified. Well, it doesn't look like it is, so it's perfectly legal.
No, no.
Sure.
It actually
not
I
has
going.
can't
GM
make an
hot
appointment. There's no appointments till July. I
know,
have
yeah,
to get
like,
it done
See,
before
that's
it's
the
the
thing,
next
is
week.
I'm telling you guys, living in my state is great.
I know, like
Now,
it's,
there are
I'll
places
drive
in
it in. I'll get
California-
my emissions test. The place, the Department of Motor Vehicles is 3 minutes from the place I get my emissions test every year. I'll go, and I can either go in, sit, take a number, have a seat, and get called within 4 minutes of walking in,
That's usually
or I
how
could
it
go
is
through the
here.
drive-through if I don't feel like getting out of my car.
Oh, I forgot. I have a deal with Paramount Plus. If you sign up for Paramount
I can't.
Plus, using
I
my
can't go
code-
before they close. I guess I could.
Tommy, there are places in California that you can go
Paramount
to do that. that
WineExpress.com.
Huh?
There are other places you can go, like AAA does it too. You can renew your.
I don't have AAA.
You don't
Oh,
have to
yeah,
have it.
AAA.
I don't think you need to have it.
I'm just saying Utah's great. Like,
yeah.
By the way,
Well, I'm
your
going
Utah
there. I'm
senator
going there an
just
hour
introduced
before
a
they
bill
open,
to Congress to make all
and my
distribution and
documents are
pickup
already
ship
all
order
uploaded.
illegal. Just
Dude, I'm not getting a real
Phone
ID,
pick.
and I will drive to Florida from here. I will never need a real ID. It's never gonna happen.
I should just got my passport renewed like a while ago.
I have brand deals with 12 different brands actually.
Baby Gap.
WineExpress.com, Vivid Seats, United Airlines, Southwest Airlines, International Hotel Group, Hilton Honors, World of Hyatt, Choice Privileges, Curiosity Box, Fanatics, a hearing aid company because I was trying to get them to send me free hearing aids for my
What?
girlfriend. Fuck them for not answering me.
Huh?
I really want to actually.
that sucks, Steve-O, because the DMVs around here, you walk in, you get your tag, and you literally, most of the time, if you go in at the end of the month and at the beginning of the month, yeah, if you procrastinate, you're going to end up spending some time on it. Okay. If you go in the middle like I do, you spend more time getting your emissions test done than you do actually in the DMV. So
I never minded going to the DMV in Colorado or Florida because you make an appointment online. They have a separate line for appointments. You show up when you're fucking supposed to and you get out quick. But my God, like I said, lately here in Florida, everyone's trying to get their real ID so that they don't get deported. Or something so they don't get deported, I should say. And,
I asked Siri and she told me I didn't need a real ID in Florida.
all you gotta
Florida's
do is
just
say,
crazy.
no habla inglés, and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
No,
no habla inglés.
We are so short on workers here. They're trying to pass bills where like 12-year-olds can do roofing work and
they
kids can
are.
work overnights.
I
And
heard that.
dude, it's bad. It's bad. Like we have people still don't have their roofs done from Hurricane Ian. Like what is that, 2-3 years ago now at this point? Hurricane season's getting ready to ramp back
real?
up. Well, also a lot of the insurance companies are pulling out of Florida, just like how the fire, y'all had a lot of insurance companies pull out for the fires in California. They're doing that here in Florida for hurricane coverage, and half the people, it's becoming a serious problem.
So while we're on this subject, though, I have a quick question before we get out. So Utah, we have the Driver's License Bureau and the DMV. They are two different entities. You want your ID? You go to the Driver's License Bureau, right? And you want your car handled? You want to go pay your taxes, get your title, get your plates, renew your registration? The DMV, right? And our Driver's License Bureau, you can make an appointment if you want, but typically you just have to go in, you take a number, you scan the URL, fill out the info, go on in. They're like, "Oh, you're this guy? Sweet. Here's your number." Then you go to sit down and you're getting called up.
Wait, two different entities.
Again, Utah's great, folks.
Utah's beautiful, man. We enjoy driving through it so much. Like I said, though, I gotta talk to you about your senator.
Well, the thing is you can go from the piney forest. That's the area I live in. It's kind of piney forest. You can go into the thick stuff.
The piney forest.
You can drive for
the deadline for real ID was May.
Red Rock.
The 7th.
Red Rock Desert.
Later, Juice.
Yeah,
So
and I always wanted to go out to the dunes in Utah and do some dooning out there in Utah.
Dude, I don't have to go to a federal building, and I don't need to fly, so I don't need a real ID. Not gonna happen.
You don't need to fly.
Never. I would if I could. I would never get on an airplane. It's fucking stupid.
I really got to start pushing Vivid
Why?
Seats. Vivid Seats gives me
So I can
6%
drive
of
everywhere.
the sale. That's wild.
I would rather take 7 days to
It's
drive
one
somewhere.
word, Sponge, but you know. All right, folks, we're gonna get on out of here.
Gonna get on out.
Everybody, have a great night. I would say wish me luck on my Camaro tomorrow, but it only has like 38,000 miles on me. It'll pass emissions with flying colors.
David, I don't know if I told you this before we get out of here. I told you they broke my transmission on my my Kia, right?
Oh no! Is that what happened?
So they were trying to get the axle out, and they couldn't get the axle out, and so apparently the mechanic was like, "Well, let me just try one more time." They broke the transmission cover, which means they needed to replace my entire transmission, which is why they weren't answering the phone calls because they were terrified to talk to me till they knew because they couldn't find one either. So finally, they found one. So basically, I got a transmission with 80,000 miles on it when I had 160,000 on mine. So I just got a free transmission and half the life on my current one. Like,
nice.
I know, right?
Nice.
Talk about a fucking scoreboard right there. I needed that.
Oh my god! If you register to vote, then you're required to do jury duty, and I'm going to jury. I am doing jury duty either, so I'm not doing jury duty either.
It's a civic duty. It's fun. Totally fun.
All you have to do is make yourself look mentally unstable while you're in there interviewing. You'll never be back.
They've caught on to that.
Don't ask me how I know that. Okay.
No.
So everybody have a great night. And as Corey Davis says, go 49ers and F all 31 other teams.
Yep.